This is a Headgum podcast.
The point to remember is that a giant leap into space can be a giant leap toward peace down below. This was one of many prescient quotes by the futurist Willy Ley, the early 20th century's foremost popularizer of the then theoretical concept of space travel. In life, Willy Ley was the Carl Sagan or Neil deGrasse Tyson of his day, a pop culture figure who appeared on The Tonight Show and consulted on Disneyland's Tomorrowland as an evangelist for exploring the cosmos. Today, his pioneering work is mostly forgotten. A recent New York Times story by Maureen Cavanaugh revealed that Ley's ashes were housed for decades in the cluttered basement of a New York City apartment, akin to future generations finding Bill Nye's skeleton in a storage unit. Born in Germany in 1906, Ley fled his homeland in 1935 for some reason, and settled in the U.S., where he went on to publish popular books like 1944's Rockets, The Future of Travel Beyond the Stratosphere, and 1953's The Conquest of the Moon. As a German-American immigrant, he was also a key figure in recruiting expat German rocket scientists like Wernher von Braun to the U.S. space program as part of the post-World War II Operation Paperclip. While Ley witnessed his idea of spaceflight come true in his lifetime, he didn't live to see its apex. He died less than a month before Neil Armstrong and Buzz Aldrin set foot on the moon on July 20th, 1969. Later that very same year, back upon the pale blue dot we call Earth, Dave Thomas opened his first burger restaurant in Ohio, a business brainchild named for his actual child. But Thomas, like Ley, did not live to observe his vision make history decades later. His chain's long-shot Cinderella run, which climaxed in its triumph in Munch Madness 2025, as the square patty purveyor hoisted the trophy named for Thomas himself. Sadly, Ley's vision of space exploration leading to world peace was far too optimistic. Instead, space has become a new front for militarization. Satellites are an essential tool for the surveillance state, and enormously successful public sector programs like NASA have been defunded in favor of privatization by hobbyist asshole billionaires. But at least Dave Thomas's chain has a new Cajun chicken sandwich. This week on Doughboys, we return, once again, to Munch Madness 10, MMX, the Tournament of Champions of Champions, Totcock winner, Wendy's. Welcome to Doughboys, the podcast about chain restaurants. I'm Tiger Weiger, along with my co-host, the White Low T, the Spoon Man Mike Mitchell.
The White Low T.
Yeah, that took me a second to process. The White Lotus is what the White Low T, but the syllables
That took
are
you a second
different.
to process what it was from?
The White Low, because I was like, the White Low, what is that? Oh, White Low T, like Lotus. But the syllables are a little different. White Low T. Sure, the season is over and out of the zeitgeist, but maybe season 4 can take place at the Four Seasons in Quincy. Wow, how about that? Love y'all, Nick from Chicago.
Oh, man, that would be a wild fucking season, I'll tell you that much.
Mitch, we will be back in Quincy soon because we are going to Boston for our 10th anniversary live show at the Wilbur.
That's right.
That will be Saturday, May 17th with John Gabris and special guests, so join us for that. Tickets still available, birdfuck.com/live.
Birdfuck.com, get your tickets, Wags.
Yeah.
Very excited to go back to Quincy.
What a hoot.
You're not gonna stay in Quincy. You refuse to.
No, bitch. Why would you say that when the last time I was there, I stayed a couple of extra days?
That is true.
That's absolutely what happened last time.
Because they're just giving you a hard time.
Yeah,
Can I give you a hard time for a second?
Not based on any sort of precedent. By the way,
I loved that you did, and you have a great time with my mom.
We had a lovely time. I love your mom.
Yeah, you're getting a little too close. You're my coworker. I'm not gonna call you Papa. Why? You didn't notice something about me. There's something new.
Yeah, I mean, because you said something new, and because you kind of had a little, I don't know if you realized your little physical tell there.
I did a physical tell because you're not getting it.
You have a new Celtics hat.
That's right, yes.
For the playoffs.
You did not get it at all.
Well, it looks, in all fairness, it looks the same as the Celtics hat you always wear. Just a little fresher.
Okay.
I mean, am I wrong? Is this a wildly different hat? Is this a totally new look for Mitch?
You know what?
It's the same.
Different.
It's the same. It's a little different, but it's another green hat for the same team.
This is rude of me, but suck my freaking hog. All right?
All right, let me fasten on a jeweler's loop. See what I'm working with. We should note that, speaking of new...
But you know what? It's just like a diamond. It might be that tiny, but if you have the chance to get it, it's oh baby. Oh,
You're saying you're just hard as a diamond?
No, definitely not. It's the softest diamond you can get. Wags, let's hit him with a drop. What were you gonna say? You say something weird too? Did I throw it on you too fast?
No. I just didn't know if you wanted the answer to the question before I hit play.
You know what? Here's what we'll do. I will think of a response. We'll listen to the drop. And also another thing that would be great while we're dealing with procedure here is if I could get the timer to look at.
Sorry.
No, you're fine. Everyone's fine.
Jesus
Everyone's doing
Christ.
great.
Here comes the drop.
He's spiraling.
Jack Box is the character's name. The person's name. The real person's name. And I'm next to him. I'm very nervous. And he just looks over at me and he says, "Nice cock."
Did he do his Lost World Nedry riff?
Guy's like a fucking gumball machine. Jack.
Yeah, he's the gift.
What's crazy is how they got his head into the gift mask. 2 tacos for 99 cents. What's next? 4 tacos for $1.98?
Being a little bitch, get back in there. Wow. It sounded good. I mean, the music sounded good. The rest of it sounded like us. It sounded bad.
Yeah.
Wags, did you have a response as I look up?
I was going to say, speaking of new items in the studio over where you're sitting, you got your new Celtics hat. Jemmy has a new blanket. Isn't that cute?
That's right. Jemmy's got a new blanket.
It's the color of royalty for a queen.
A little too much hair on the chair for some people.
Yeah, so look, have other podcasters been complaining about there being too much Jemmy fur shed in the studio? Has a Jemmy ban been floated by some other podcasters / podcast producers? And is the compromise that we have a new blanket for Jemmy? All this might be true. But what the most important thing is that she looks very cute on that new blanket.
Actually, dog hair can be an epidermis irritant. All right, Adam. He actually is not the one who complained.
Only one person is allowed to have too much hair in the studio. He's not the problem. He's actually not the problem.
He isn't the guy. He's not the guy who complained.
He's factually not the problem.
Yeah, he is factually not the problem.
We love Adam.
He's out there. I mean, we joke about him all the time, and he treats me the same way when I walk in. He looks at me and looks back down. That's all I ever get out of him, which is, you know what, is perfect for me. He is a nice man to us. Okay, hi DK and Doughboys family. This is bad, but no copyright issues. It's a WAV file, but let me know if another form is better. Okay, this is great to read.
Yeah.
Love the show. Thanks. Best, Steve S. in Chicago.
Thanks, Steve S. Emma, do we have a preferred file format for the drops?
WAV file is perfect.
WAV is great. Is that ideal? Like if someone sends it an MP3 or you're like, I'd rather have a WAV?
I mean, technically MP3s hold less data, so
right,
WAVs always will sound better, but really either works.
How do you feel about an AIF?
Oh, those are like the strongest. They hold everything.
Okay,
really?
So if someone gets an AIF, AIFF
a lot of programs don't like them. They have to be converted.
Right.
So.
But that's the ideal.
Yeah.
But if they're sending a WAV, you're not complaining.
No, yeah, that's fine.
And if it's an MP3, you can work with it, but we'd
I'll
rather
make
have a
it
WAV.
work. The podcast goes out as an MP3,
Okay, got it.
so, you know, it's all the same.
Right.
WAV, are you a WAV-ophile? Here's a question for you. Do you what's your favorite type of WAV?
This is fascinating.
You've come in at the right time, by the way. I'm wondering if you're a WAV-ophile. Actually, you know what? I'm going to introduce our guest. I'm going to open up this question to both of you.
Drops at birdfuck.com. Our guest is an actor and comedian from SNL, and I think you should leave. His new special, Alive in Alaska, is now available on YouTube. Check it out. Brooks Wheelan is here. Hi, Brooks.
Hey.
Thanks so much for joining us.
I'm so excited to talk about files.
Yeah.
What our favorite type of files are. I was tricked. You guys told me this is a food pod.
We'll get there eventually, but we're going to talk waves for a good 45 minutes now.
Okay.
Not to put you on blast, but when I landed, you were working on your laptop, and I introduced myself, and you were like, I'm uploading something. So some file transfer was taking place.
I'm an MP3 boy.
Okay, yeah.
I was uploading a podcast, yeah.
Yeah, well, there you go.
And it wasn't rude. I was just like, sorry, I'm so sorry. I think I said
you
sorry
weren't
3
rude at all.
times.
You weren't rude at all.
Yeah.
You did make it sound like he was being very rude right now. That's what it sounded like.
Well, I didn't mean to sound like that. You've been lovely today.
Great.
And we're very, very excited to have you on the podcast.
I'm excited to be here. I really like this podcast. Thanks for having me. And I prefer an MP3. What about you?
I don't know. I mean, I'm not going to contradict Emma, who knows her stuff the most of anyone in this room. So I'm gonna say WAV audio wise.
All right. Well, here's the question. What do you like? WAV file, WAV hello, ocean wave.
Oh man, ocean waves are so nice.
They're really good, but also they make you wipe out. Don't forget that.
But if you're just Mitch, here's the thing though.
Mhm. If you're a good surfer, it doesn't happen.
I wasn't gonna say that.
Okay.
I was just gonna say like that's like the most content I am as someone like you, like a someone who grew up by the sea. The most content I am is when I go out and I'm just looking at the ocean and I'm just seeing the waves coming.
When Gaia is performing her daily tasks, to me, there's nothing better. A simple wave roll, a simple sun setting. She's beautiful.
Brooks, I know you love the outdoors, but you're from the Midwest. Do you have the same sort of fondness for an ocean wave?
My life could be the worst in the world.
Yeah.
Like it could everything could be going really bad, but if I see the ocean, I'm like, everything's all right.
Exactly.
Man.
Yes. Yeah. It's
I'm
wonderful.
an ocean boy. I grew up on the ocean.
Yeah.
Did you? Are you?
I grew up in Iowa. I'd never seen the ocean until I was 21, but I did get an ocean tattooed on my side when I was 19 because I just assumed I was probably into the ocean.
And you were right.
Yeah.
That's great.
Quincy is right on the water, so it's the Atlantic.
I'll show you. Let's check out how bad that
Holy
is.
shit.
Whoa.
That rocks.
It's a really bad tattoo.
No, I think that's awesome.
This is the last one you get.
Well,
After that one, I'm like, we're done.
check out the first one he got.
Oh yeah, how about that?
This is this year.
That's cool. See, that looks good. This is in Galena, Illinois. This guy's just printing stamps on my body. Just remember when, like, you didn't know in 2005 that tattoos could be subtle or well done. They were just stamps, man. It sucked.
Man, I can't imagine. It's already intimidating being in that area, seeing that fucking tiger's face right before I.
Right before you what, Mitch? Where was that going?
Finish that.
He was talking about going down on your diamond dip.
You got his diamond stud over here.
Yeah.
All right, you're as I
Leo's hunting for that thing. If you catch my drift,
you bet.
Blood diamond.
Okay. As I alluded to, you're something of an outdoorsman.
I love being outside a lot. I like whenever I'm camping, I'm like, no one's mad at me here.
Right.
That's how I feel.
So and Mitch, I'm curious, your connection with camping.
The animal's probably not thrilled that you're in their area.
Sure. The people around me are mad at me too. Whoever I'm with is like, I'm mad at you. I'm like, yeah, but you're not in charge of my job anyway.
I spent way too much of my youth as part of the Christianist indoctrination org, the Boy Scouts of America, and so that my association with camping is pretty negative from all those mandatory campouts.
You mostly worked for the Christian end of that, right? You were trying to get kids in there, and
you were sent out into the field to bring them in.
Yeah. Let's pray.
It was so like I've not returned to camping. When I became an adult, I was like, hey, I can stay in a hotel now. And so, but there in recent years, and partly, we were talking about this before we recorded. You were on High and Mighty, our buddy John Gabrus's podcast, talking about camping and about the outdoors. Like things like that make me want to experience again because I bet I could come to it with fresh eyes in middle age and appreciate it. You
need like an entry level person to bring you. You need to go with a pal who has all the gear and show you a good time in Joshua Tree, so you don't have to spend like $2,000 to get all the gear that you essentially want by the end of it. And like,
sure,
but if somebody takes you and you just have a good time, like then you're like, oh, cool. Now I guess the next time I'll get a new sleeping bag and then I'll get a new tent.
Yes.
And it just like slowly builds to where you're like, now I have great gear and this is just the most fun thing in the world. And I love it because like I grew up in Iowa, like, which is very outdoors, very nature. And I hated it. I wanted to be in New York City. I was like, fuck Iowa. I hate this. And then when I got to like New York, I was like, I really miss nature. And so it's like a good escape. Whenever I'm stressed, like going to look at the ocean, I'll go look at a mountain. I'll go camp at the beach. Like it truly is just like instead of going to therapy, that's what I go do. I should probably do both.
Yeah.
I know. Therapist of the beach. That'd be nice.
That would be great.
That would be great.
Mitch, what is your camping experience?
Well, I don't know if Gabrus talked about this. I went Ross Kimball and Gabrus and
that's
I,
right.
A friend of the pod. We went. Was this post? It was post COVID, right? It was like maybe a year out of COVID or something.
The timing sounds right. Yeah, y'all had a little outdoors adventure.
We went.
COVID got everybody out.
Yeah,
that like destroyed the national parks like with overflow. Like I mean, it was people were getting out there, and then the parks rangers were like, "We're overwhelmed." I'm like, because all the sites are full, but like that is why they were overwhelmed.
Sure, yes.
No, they're like, yeah, we aren't used to this. I was like, okay, that's fair.
We added to that mess for sure, and Gabrus and Ross was like, we'll hike up to this lake. And
Where was this?
I'm gonna text and figure out where it was. But we went, and it was so clear because he was like, "How's like your conditioning going?" And I was like, "Good." And I was like, "I can walk around like I can do like a 3-mile walk." And he was like, "Okay, great." And then we were hiking, and it was a fucking true nightmare. It was.
Are you just wearing your Adidas? I assume you don't have.
I bought hiking shoes.
Oh, you did hiking boots. Okay.
I had hiking socks. We bought like gear. It was just that sort of thing of like the entrance to even get to the place. It was like a tough walk up, like kind of vertically straight up. And we were walking, and I was like, I'm not gonna make it. And Gabe was very nice because we were like, we made it like a certain amount, and the lake was still like 3 miles away or something. Just like, and like not an easy hike at all. And I was like, I don't know if I can do it. And Gabrus was very nice in that he was like, because Gabrus is a very athletic man, a big guy, but super athletic.
Nimble. I'd call him nimble.
He's very nimble. So I do not have the athletic stamina that he has at all. But he was very nice in that he was like, I was almost checked out too. I couldn't have gone too much further. It was too big of a hike for our first time. And then we went back and we had drinks, and it was great. And then I went swimming in a river, and I almost got swept down the river, and Gabrus was afraid. But I gulped a bunch of water, and then I got so sick I couldn't walk 2 feet without shitting my pants.
Whoa!
Wow. I got like some sort of.
Was this like Eastern Sierras, like up to 395? It sounds like that.
I think yes. Hold on, I'm gonna find out exactly where it was. Yeah, it was. But it was.
But you're saying your body was just rebelling to because mountain sickness is a real thing. You can get sick from elevation. Is that what you're saying, or you're saying you got a waterborne?
No, I got some waterborne illness.
Oh, that's horrible.
It was. It was one of the big ones. The doctor.
Brain amoeba.
That's the big one.
Yeah.
It was not a brain. I mean, maybe it is. I've had shit since then, you know?
Yeah.
I just went on the craziest venture of my whole life where I did think I was going to die with some pro skateboarder friends, where one of them won the lottery through the National Park Service, where you raft through the Grand Canyon for 18 days.
Wow.
Like, and we didn't have like a guide or anything. It was just like, we just kind of lied about our skills and like went through really upsetting rapids without any knowledge of how to do it. And like I got thrown out and was pulled under. And,
oh my God.
Yeah, I was like in the water for like way too long and like got hypothermia and had to do like the little blanket by the fire after like being positive I was drowning.
Jesus.
And this was like in February. And so for only time I've ever been like, oh, I'm dying. And I always thought dying might be chill. It's so scary. It's really scary. I was like, this is not chill. I'm so cold. The water's so cold. And I can't breathe. I'm going to be hyper aware that when I do die. And then I like pulled myself out. But they were all like, how fun was that? And like, because these guys are like professional skateboarders who kind of, I think, do want to die a little bit.
Right.
And I was like, I like doing crazy shit, but this is fucking bad idea, guys. Yeah. And I was like, and that was day 8. We still had 10 more days of rapids. And I was like, I don't want to do this. I don't want to do this. But the only way out was to call a helicopter with our sat phone. So I was like, it was awful, but then in hindsight, it's fun.
The genre of like river rapid movies is a pretty bleak genre. Yeah. If you look at what the River Wild or like Deliverance, like these are not movies where things work out okay for everyone.
I like that. That's when you're going to Deliverance.
Well, true. I watched Deliverance not that long ago. Yeah. It's not that interesting, and like the rape scene is like pretty quick. It's weird.
Oh yeah, I've heard this complaint before.
Sure. Oh, yeah, I guess you're right. But I was just like, the myth of it was more than what it was in my head. I was like, oh, that's the thing I've been scared of that I've never, like, not rape, but like, just that scene was always seemed so
weird
scary.
Mountain people that are going to come and get you.
Yeah, and then I watched it. I was like, oh, this is just, it seemed pretty realistic.
Well, you know what else is realistic is that Burt Reynolds nearly was killed, and there's a scene there where he gets
yes, we covered Deliverance on the podcast, which when we were doing Atlanta, and if you remember that, the HTL a few years ago. I think that was like 2017, 2018 at this point, long time ago. But I when I was watching that movie, I did find that sequence quite harrowing. But the overall experience, I just like, this just seems so miserable. Like, what a fucking awful journey into hell.
It was, so what was cool about the Grand Canyon 18 days was no phones. Like, not that
I love that.
We just didn't have phones, and like each day was a mission to get further down. And so like, it was like intense therapy by the end. It was just like, you know, it was it was awesome. Like I just really thought a lot. And honestly, when I was down there, I felt like I came out fixed. Like after 18 days, I was like, oh, so okay,
That
cool.
rules.
I
Yeah.
totally know how to like be normal when I didn't realize that everyone in the world also didn't just do 18 days of like solitude. So when I came out there, like, we've been watching TV all week, man. I'm like, oh no, you weren't also deeply, deeply thinking about our relationships. Oh gosh. Okay. All right.
That's good for you, though. That's a good place to be.
It was awesome. Yeah, it was great.
I mean, you almost died too, I guess. But
but that was like I felt this way. I will never invite anybody on that trip if we go again because I'm like, you can die, and I don't want to be the guy who invited the person who dies.
For
Sure,
sure.
But I'll go on it.
I mean, I will die. It sounds like I realized I got E. coli. That's what I got from the river.
That is the big one.
That's
Yeah.
rough.
Besides brainworm.
Yeah.
Is it brainworm?
No, that's the other one.
Mine went to
brainworm.
mine went to brain amoeba because that's what. And when I hear about someone getting an illness from a lake that kills them, it's that. And that sounds like such a horrifying death.
But it sounds like you just got some shit in your mouth.
Yeah, I got like a deer turd or bear shit or something.
Yeah.
In my
That's
mouth.
crazy.
And
That's a really bad experience.
It was
that's rough
I
stuff.
got home and then like that next like a few days later because I was like we had camped out in the cold and I got cold so I was like, oh, I'm getting sick. But then it was that sort of thing where I was like, I couldn't get up from I was like, oh, this really feels like I'm dying.
Yeah.
I never had anything like that. I supposedly, if you die in the cold, it's not. It feels like you feel like you're going to sleep.
You take your clothes off or something. Yeah.
Yeah, it feels
hypothermia.
Hypothermia feels like you're going to sleep. It's not a bad way to die, but it sounds like being underwater
Drowning is
and
bad.
being cold.
Drowning. It's mostly the drowning.
The drowning sounds like it is. They say drowning's not bad, but it sounded like that was very bad. And you, on the bright side, you and Burt Reynolds had a very similar experience. He broke didn't he break ribs and shit or whatever?
I don't remember the details, but it was not a great experience making that movie, from what I've heard.
I had that happen one time where on my 21st birthday, I got hammered and I was really, I thought I was hungover for 2 weeks.
Mm-hmm.
It's like 2 weeks later and I'm just like, I just can't get rid of this hangover. And I was like, I'll go to the doctor and he's like, you have spinal meningitis.
Oh my God.
Yeah, and I was like, that makes more sense than just being hungover from 2 weeks ago.
What is the treatment like for that? How long was the recovery?
I had to leave college for a little bit.
Oh my God.
Yeah,
Jesus.
just like a week. But I was like, you can't be in college for this.
Yeah. Do you have any idea how you contracted it, or?
I think living like a dirty, dirty person.
Right. Sure.
That's the thing is like when you drink and it's like, oh, I got sick because I was drinking and my body doesn't feel good or whatever, and you just kind of write
Also,
it off.
living in a tetanus house.
We were talking about the Doughboys and the house you lived in, and they both sounded like
Just
true nightmares.
Terrifying, yeah.
Yeah. They were. I know from the birth. I didn't live there, but the Birthday Boys house was a true nightmare. You even went there before.
Yeah, you said the Doughboys house at first, but you meant the Birthday Boys house.
Oh my God, the
The
Doughboys
house would be so cool.
Oh
would
my
be good.
God, no, that
I'd keep that thing spick and span.
So tidy.
knock on my door at 5:45 a.m. You up, buddy? No. In fact, I'm about to go to sleep.
Ours was called the Power Violence Mansion, which is not a place you want to live.
No.
The Power Violence Mansion. And we went to the Birthday Boy's house and we were like, this is how you should do it. That's how dark ours was.
Oh, Jesus.
We looked up to how you guys were living.
You were saying that an elevator, which
There was an elevator. It was like an old, 70s house that had an elevator that would just open up into your room.
Yeah.
It's like a 4-story mansion. And you would be asleep or trying to sleep and there'd be a party downstairs because it's never not a party downstairs. Because 13 people live there, 13 psychos. And you just hear somebody would get drunk and want to show off the elevator. All right, man, she has an elevator. And you would just hear it coming up to your room and you'd be like, no. Because the door would just open and be 15 people you've never met that are just like, wow. And you're like, it's Tuesday. You got to stop.
That's too much.
Jesus.
That's too much for me. I couldn't. That's why I never. I like to party like that, but I like to be at that house and then go to my own.
Yes.
Thing. And that's Kalpakis's room was in the middle of a living room. It was a downstairs living room, but it was just in the middle and
no
so you'd be
privacy.
partying in Kalpakis's room basically a lot of the time.
My room, when I first moved there, my room was an entrance to a different room.
Yeah.
So I was in the hallway is what that is called. Yeah. I was just in and out. And then our friend Clay Tatum, who's this really great comic.
Oh yeah.
His parents moved out. His mom and dad moved into the house.
Oh my God.
And Clay, to deal with that, he moved out. So we just swapped who was living in Clay's room. It was his mom and dad and not Clay anymore. And when one of your really good friends leaves, it's a downgrade. And then when
Sure.
his mom and dad are now there, you're like, what the fuck happened, Clay?
Were they okay with the partying and stuff?
I
or-
mean, they had to be.
yeah, that's insane.
It wasn't really an option. We weren't going to stop because they were there.
Yeah,
But it was weird to be like, oh yeah, that's Clay's parents. They live here too. Yeah.
That's a premise.
I love
like
it.
just like someone moving out and their parents moving in. That's so wild.
So Whitmer Thomas and Clay I sold a pilot about it, and
Yeah.
so did they. So
Wow.
it was a premise. It was a pretty good premise. Turns out not a full season, but a great premise.
Okay, I want to ask you just about. Go on, Mitch.
I have where it was. Big Pain.
Big Pine?
Big Pine Lakes.
Yeah.
It was a big
Yeah.
pain. Big Pine Lakes Trail is what
Yep.
we did.
I know exactly that trail. That trail rocks and will kick your ass.
Yeah. That
Yeah.
I mean, like just the entrance.
It's steep.
Yeah, the first entrance just to go up.
Yeah.
And then we were like kind of on like the level area, but then you had to go up again.
Yeah,
I was like,
I think that's where Temple Crag is. That's like one of the most beautiful lakes in California.
Oh man, yeah. I didn't make it to the lake, sadly. And someone has like a house up. There's like an actor or somebody who has a fucking little cottage or something halfway there. I was excited to see that, but I didn't make it.
Yeah.
I know. Yeah, that trail is good, but that trail is. I got like not being like even me, but like
Yeah,
I remember
sure.
I fucked my knee up on that trail.
Yeah, you're an outdoorsman.
And I was
So,
like, yeah, it's just like what I love doing.
Yeah, I did enjoy it. It just I need to be
For
in
your
better
first
shape.
foray, it was maybe a little ambitious.
It was a little ambitious.
You guys
Ross.
start small.
Ross.
I will take you guys. We'll do a in the field Doughboys episode
Oh, I love it.
where we go to Joshua Tree. Joshua Tree's
Okay.
a perfect entrance
I love it.
like easy hikes around there. You climb up boulders. The sunset's insane. You take mushrooms. Like it's real
Uh-oh.
mellow. It's so fun. And then
Just Weiger coming out covered in blood. Where's Brooks and Mitch? Don't worry about it.
I've been to Joshua Tree again for Boy Scouts. Those are the only contexts I visited Joshua Tree a couple of times. I did go rappelling there and rock climbing.
yeah, we don't need to do any of that. We'll just sit
Yeah.
around a fire and hang out.
Yeah, but I did also get lost. So I had an experience where I was like lost on a rock formation for like 40 minutes, like by myself. I got separated from my patrol.
This is terrible.
Yeah, it was really. And
These
so I was just
stories are
standing there,
bad.
and I reached a point where I didn't know what to do because I didn't know where to go. I didn't know I didn't have a compass. I didn't know which direction. It wouldn't have helped me anyway because I wouldn't know where to fucking go. So there was a point where I just like went out onto a little overlook and just started yelling out into a canyon. Help!
Jesus.
I'm lost! My name is Nicholas! And I just yelled that for like 15 minutes
Anya's gonna come in here to make sure we're okay.
until a guy, like a dude with a backpack, like sprinted over and was
Wow.
like, "Hey, Nicholas, where's your, who are you with?" And I said, like, "I'm with Troop 29 or whatever." And then he went and got them, and I got rescued. But it was like a whole ordeal.
That's not fun.
Yeah.
To be screaming, "Help! I'm lost."
Well, again, that's like, but we're talking about camping. These are my memories of going on
That's what
camping
I'm saying.
trips.
Come on,
Like,
on a little starter camping trip.
Yeah.
I saw this woman one time. One of the funniest.
This is an insane story I've never heard before.
I think I may have told you
Hey,
this once
Nicholas, stay there. Pull your pants up, though.
I was hiking in Hawaii at the Nepali coast. It was
Okay.
just an awesome trail. One of the most beautiful things I've ever.
By the way,
done in my life.
I'm googling the actor who had a cabin on this lake. I'm trying to figure out who it is. I'm
For
not
sure.
being rude.
Okay.
Just
No,
to
it's fine.
let you know.
But so it's like hilly as fuck, and there was this woman about a mile. It's like an out and back trail. There's a woman maybe a mile from the entrance, and she's an old woman, and she's laying down. And there's like a parks ranger there. He's like, "Ma'am, we got to help you get out of here." And she's like, "Call a helicopter. I don't care. Call a helicopter." And he's like, "We don't need to call a helicopter. Let's sit down. Let's have some water." She's like, "Call a helicopter. Call a helicopter. Call a helicopter." He's like, "Fuck it. We're calling the helicopter." So they call a helicopter, come rescue her. She's a mile walk away. And I think that she thought she would get to just climb into the helicopter, but that's not what happens. They
Right.
drop a gurney from the
Yes.
sky, and she realized, like, I don't want to do that.
Yeah.
Yeah. And she was like, "Oh, I can walk. And the dude's like, "It's fucking here, lady." And so they just like strapped her in while she's screaming and pulled her off into the sky.
Oh my
It's one of the
god.
most fascinating things I've ever witnessed.
That rocks.
Yeah. I was like, this is so funny.
I would have loved to see little you fucking the helicopter struggling to pick you up in the basket.
Well, because it's a fat piece of shit?
Yeah, you're a fat piece of shit.
What do you want?
Yeah, I know, that's what I'm saying.
You think he was so heavy as a little kid, helicopter couldn't get him?
Helicopter couldn't lift him up.
This is embarrassing.
Okay,
They get a refuel.
But
I was gonna say, Brooks, if you take us camping, I bet you will open up our tent on the first day, and Nick and I will be like mummified. I don't think we are. We're not.
What are you talking about? It's gonna be awesome.
You have more experience with it than I do. I
That's
went
true.
camping just like a couple times when I was younger.
I
but-
wonder how much of that knowledge would return if
Yeah.
I'm like, oh, I still know how to tie a taut line hitch or whatever.
Ooh.
Like, you know what I mean? Like, I don't know. I also don't know how useful any of that
I
is.
camp with my best friend, this guy Carl Hess, and
Yeah.
he was like a little adventure guy.
Okay,
He,
I know
he
Carl.
remembers all that shit.
Wow.
But we got in a fight the other day because like we were hanging out, and I was just like, we were biking over this place called the Donner Pass, and I was like, I'm so tired. This is such a hard thing. And he was like, have some gorp. And I was like, what the fuck is gorp? And it's a term
Oh,
from you,
yeah.
from like Boy Scouts. He's like, it's trail mix is what it is. But he's like, it's good old raisins and peanuts. I go, do not call it gorp.
Yeah, gorp.
I was annoyed by the term gorp.
Yes.
I'm so
as a
shocked you
kid.
don't use gorp.
You're shocked that I don't say gorp regularly?
It seems like
It's
a Weigerism.
trail mix.
I can see that, yeah.
It's trail mix.
Sounds like
I always
an
call it
animated
trail mix.
character. Like
It does.
feels like it'd be an animated character's name. Gorp.
Right, like
Now
you'd be
this
a
I
little
like.
squirrel
I like-
companion.
I like the
Stressed,
animated
yeah,
gorp.
and you're just, I was on my wit's end, and then Carl's like fucking calling it gorp, and I just snapped on him. I go, you're 41.
No, gorp does annoy me. But it is like one of those ones where it's like, oh, that's an acronym. I recently learned that gulag is an acronym in Russian.
Really?
Yeah.
What is
For
it?
what?
What does it stand for?
It stands this thing because it's Russian, so it's a different it's a different alphabet. So like the letters don't line up, but it's something like administrative state where like prison. It's like it's some sort of some different thing. But it's just like the term gulag. That's I don't know. All those letters stand for something. How about that?
I had no idea.
That
Yeah.
is fun.
I thought it just meant prison. I thought it was Russian for like bad prison was basically what I thought it was. But
Yeah.
It does make sense, though. It makes total sense that they wouldn't be like, it would be this long administrative term for terrible prison.
Okay, we've been talking about the outdoors. We have to talk about it from a food standpoint.
sure.
So like
I also found out it's Lon Chaney. Who,
Okay, Lon Chaney.
Yes.
And in
I've
the
walked past
30s.
that.
Yeah,
Yeah.
the cat. It's still standing, right?
It's there. It's fine. It's not as exciting as you think. He's not in there.
Fuck.
You hope he's going to be in there.
Yeah.
He's not.
Well, Lon Chaney who was he? Was he a Dracula or a vampire? What
I
was he?
only know Lon Chaney from the movie Jackass, where Johnny Knoxville's being old and trying to steal. Remember this when he did the first old guy and the guy's yelling at him and Johnny Knoxville said, I was Lon Chaney's lover.
Oh, right.
And like to me, I was like, what the fuck does that mean? And I looked up, I was like, oh, he's an old actor.
He's an old actor. But I thought
Actor and makeup artist.
was he a monster? Was he one of the monsters? Not the monsters, but
Lon Chaney was the Wolf Man.
I knew it. Yes.
Also the Phantom and the Phantom of the Opera.
Wow. Double monster.
Dude, double cool.
Well, he's not a monster, Mitch. You missed the point of the movie.
Monster Mitch is also. I like that too. The Phantom is not a. Oh, come on. He's still a monster.
He was also Quasimodo in the
Quasimodo.
Hunchback.
Oh, third monster.
Mitch?
Mitch.
No.
The monster
You gotta watch
trifecta.
these movies and understand what they're trying to say.
Yeah, I fucking
At some
chase
point-
him with a fucking torch. Fucking chase after fucking Phantom and fucking Quasimodo.
It's gotta hurt your feelings at some point if you're like, all right, I'll do Wolfman. Okay, yeah, I'll also be disfigured Phantom guy. I gotta do Quasimodo. What does this say about me?
Rebooting Basket Case. You want to be that? Oh, Jesus Christ, I guess.
I feel like I would chase Quasimodo with a torch, and then I would also get chased in there and be fucking me and Quasimodo in the fucking chapel together.
He turns around, he's got his own torch.
What the fuck? Quasi turned on me?
Get him.
They support Quasimodo over me?
They might like Man in the Iron Mask you, where you are now the bell tower thing, and Quasimodo hosts a pretty popular podcast. Fucking hell!
I love Fritos. I don't know what he sounds like. There's no real. Is he French? He's
probably French. He
yeah.
lives in
French,
the
yeah.
Notre
French.
Dame. I think that's how they say it.
All right, outdoors. What are you eating out there?
I'm cooking good. I love making good food.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Where are you like? Are you making? Are we doing? Talking an open fire? We're talking a camp stove.
So it depends.
Depends on
Depends on California wildfires are
Right.
pretty real.
Yes.
If we remember every day. So if their fires are allowed, I love cooking over an open flame.
Sure.
But if they're not, I have a little camp stove, propane, and I just have some cast iron stuff. We got a Dutch oven. We're set up for success. I like taking when I take my boys to the woods, we eat right.
I love it.
So what do you?
I mean, you're getting us more on board.
Steaks,
oh boy.
Yeah, steaks usually asparagus is real fun over a fire. Like steaks and veggies a lot, and then in the morning you'll just crush like sausage, bacon, you can tortillas. A lot of breakfast, like breakfast burritos.
Sure,
that's great. Yeah,
I do remember liking like camp oatmeal, like hot oats in the morning or hot cream of wheat or something, some sort of hot breakfast.
The best part about eating while you're camping is no matter what, it's like being on a plane and eating.
Yeah,
whatever you have is like 10 times better than how it normally is.
Oh, sure, yeah.
Oh, I'm outside. I made this here. Like, if somebody gave me like a plain meal, like at a real restaurant, I'd fight them. You know? I'd be like, are you fucking kidding? But on a plane, I'm like, wow, this is crazy.
Yes.
This is so good. Yeah, same with camping.
Do you ever do the classic Franks and beans sort of?
Love a hot dog.
Yeah.
A hot dog over a fire, camping, cleanup. I like when you eat the plate. That's what a hot dog is. You're getting to eat the plate.
Yeah, that is fun.
That's huge.
There's no mess.
So you're bringing meat in, you're bringing vegetables in. I mean, obviously you got to be concerned about spoilage, but I guess it depends on how long
I have
the
a
trip
cooler
is.
if I'm car camping. Like when I'm backpacking, then it is straight up just ramen.
Right.
I'm just eating ramen.
I guess that's what I'm thinking of because I did do a lot of backpacking and again in Boy Scouts, and so like a lot of times it was like, we're literally having powdered milk a lot of times, which I remember having like warm milk that came from a box.
Right.
Were your fellow scouts when they opened their bag like, there's a bunch of horny manga in here. There's no camp supplies. He likes manga.
Why does Weiger have Valkyrie Drive Mermaid? Where did he even get that?
What a great random pull.
I don't even know how to riff on that. Okay.
Oh, I gotta check that out.
Probably.
I need to check that out. Do you worry about the big concern bears, or if you're in Big Pine like the Wolfman? Obviously.
Sure.
Yeah. So recently I was on a trip bikepacking trip with Carl Hess, and we had biked like 40 miles that day. And we were in like northern California above Truckee at the Donner Pass where the Donners ate each other. We were like right there.
Oh my God.
Yeah. It was pretty wild.
Yeah, the Donner Party, you know this, Mitch, the way they resort to cannibalism,
Yeah. So, but
we would never do that.
We were like I was so exhausted, and we like threw down our camp stuff, and Carl's like, all right, we got to like put this up in the tree for a bear. And I was like, do we have to? And he was like, the campground's called Bear Valley. Like, yes.
Yeah, right.
It's the name of it. It's probably because it's bear. And I was like, all right. So yeah, he threw it up in a tree, and he put that up there. But also one time,
will they still come to that or no?
I don't know. I haven't.
You haven't experienced any
I haven't
bears,
experienced
which is great.
it. One time I was camping alone in Wyoming and realized I didn't have any bear spray. And then I got a nosebleed. And I was like, oh, this is a bad combo.
Oh my God.
So
just from the elevation? Does that happen?
I've been like camping alone for a while. Anytime I get real stressed, I'll go camp alone, and it like helps.
Jeez, that scares the hell out of me. Do you bring a sat phone or anything like that or no?
I mean, I have a phone.
Yeah.
But I don't know.
Did you see the movie Good Time? It came out last year. It's a very small indie release, but it's just all about.
Not the Safdie Brothers movie.
No. Did they call it Good Time? It's not called Good Time. It's called Good One. Sorry.
No, it sounds good though.
Good One. I think as a hiker, because all it is it's a teenage girl and her dad and the dad's friend, and they just go on a hike, and it's just as slice of lifey as it sounds. And I'm watching this thing, and I'm just loving it because it's just sort of like, walking around nature and having real human conversations. But there is a moment in that movie which is really, really effective, which they reach this overlook, and they're looking at this beautiful lake, and they're like, wow, look at that. And then one of them's like, oh, I get cell service here. And they all just start checking their phones.
Yeah.
And it's just like, wow, yeah, that's the thing of just you're removed from that side of things. But then when the opportunity like returns, you're instinctively going to be like, well, this is the thing that demands my attention.
Well, and that's what's happening with the Grand Canyon trip. Like now I think they have Skylink like works down there.
Yeah.
Like just recently.
Yeah.
So we were all like on this trip and our phones didn't work and they couldn't do anything. We're like, oh, what if we implemented a rule that you can't use them next time with Starlink? We're like, the rule doesn't work. You know it's going to be there.
Right.
Yeah.
We're not going to be jerks being like, go, like you're going to go in your tent. You're going to look up shit. It's like, I think we all will have cell service forever now and that sucks.
Yeah, it's a bummer.
Yeah, it's a bummer.
Do you ever see the movie The Bear?
This is the
Japanese movie, I
Yeah,
think,
yeah.
originally, right? And it's like a little bear cub. It's very sad.
Yeah.
The mother bear gets killed by like hunters, and then it's about like the baby bear, and it eats mushrooms at one point, and it trips in the movie. Do you not know of this?
I know
movie?
this
Well,
movie.
did you watch
I've never
this like
seen
in
it,
like
but-
fourth grade?
Yeah, I watched
Yeah.
it way too
Okay.
young. Yes,
but no,
yeah.
I'm aware of this movie. I know its reputation.
That's also how I feel like they showed us that movie and Milo and Otis. at,
Yes.
Like the
Oh,
same
yeah.
time. And
Another
then
movie where I think animals maybe were
No,
hurt
they
or-
killed like 11 dogs on Milo.
Yeah,
there was
there's
like
a lot of
17 Otises.
Yeah, there
That
was
was
a lot.
in the
yeah.
60s when they were just like, just fucking put it in a basket. We'll shoot it going over the waterfall. It'll be fine.
Yes, that
That's
is
insane.
there. I think like because this is another Japanese movie. I think that like the Japan film department or whatever is like they were all fine. Nothing bad happened. You're like I think it's impossible that everything was fine. But the bear, I don't know if the bear has as much stuff, but there is like a full animated tripping. The bear eats magic mushrooms and fully trips during it. And I was watching it in like fourth grade and being like, I don't understand
That's awesome.
what is happening in this movie. But this brings me to my question. What would be the scariest thing to see in the woods, Wags?
Okay.
A bear?
Mm-hmm. Pretty scary.
Wolfman?
Mm-hmm.
Quasimodo?
Mm-hmm.
Or Phantom of the Opera?
I'm surprised you didn't throw in like a Sasquatch because I feel like
You say that on purpose?
No.
You say it that way on purpose?
what happened?
Say it again.
Sasquatch.
Sasquatch.
I've never. That's not what it's called.
I would not
Okay.
be. I would not be. I would
I'm
not
not
be
mad at
You know, I am.
Okay.
I'm very mad at him.
Well,
Okay.
linguistics is descriptive, not prescriptive. People can say things different ways.
I would
Oh,
not
for
be.
sure.
Yeah.
I would not be afraid of a Sasquatch.
Okay,
Hey!
some sort of cryptid. Because what you described
What about
outside of the
Bigfoot?
Wolfman, you're not describing any existing cryptids, right?
Sure.
So
Like a
I
Bigfoot?
for me, I think like like a
Quasimodo and
Bigfoot,
Phantom.
a
Kind
skunk ape, a
Sure.
chupacabra. I would be most scared of El Chupacabra because that thing
You'd be
scares
the most
shit out
scared
me.
of El Chupacabra.
That thing's fucking scary.
I'm most scared of a person because like those things
yeah.
live in the woods. But if you run into Quasimodo, you're like, he up to no good. Those
No,
other things
that's
might just be
true.
chilling.
Yeah.
But like he's doing bad stuff.
Yeah.
Could
He's
be
not supposed
crazy.
to be there.
Could be a crazy deliverance
Yeah.
person. Could be some rich guy who's going to hunt you for sport. Like there's things you have. Like yes, you're right.
I
that
think I
man
would
is the
rather-
most dangerous.
I'd
of all.
rather see Quasimodo than Phantom. Phantom's wearing a mask. You know what I mean?
I'd be wondering what's that masked guy doing in the woods.
I-
I'd be a little confused.
Yeah.
With an opera cape. What the hell's going on?
The most scared I ever have been camping. I was camping alone in Northern California, and it was deep Bureau of Land Management land. Nobody's around me, like miles from people. And somebody just in the middle of the night, like walked up on my site, like,
Ooh.
and I was like, I had like a knife, and that was it. And like, I think that in my head, what happened? Because like, I just heard this guy like walking, and then I was like, "Yo, hey!" And then he stopped, and I was like. And then I was in my tent and I'm
Yeah.
afraid. And I think I scared him. So I think we parted ways. But there was like 3 hours where I was like, is that guy going to fucking kill me?
Yeah,
like it was
Jesus.
pretty, so running into a person is not fun in the
No.
woods.
No, that's horrifying. Did he not yell anything back?
Didn't say shit. I don't know what he was up to. We were not close to anything and just never heard him again. And I was like, all right, I'm gonna leave as soon as the light is out.
That's wild.
Yeah, I had my mallet in my tent. I didn't so I was just like holding on to this mallet, being like, this fucker comes in my tent. I guess I got to fight him with a mallet. Like
Jesus.
that was unfun. I
Wow.
will say.
That's very like primeval or like
Right.
it's going back to like
Yeah.
When you're out in the woods, that's, I guess, the way it was back in the,
Yeah.
you know, back in.
You don't want to run into people in the woods.
Yeah.
Meanwhile, that guy is guesting on another podcast, telling his version of the story.
Exactly. That's what I'm saying.
Fuck,
He's like,
some
I'm just
freak
on a
is yelling
hike
at me.
and this dude's screaming at me. And I'm like, so I'm
He's
just
clearly got a mallet.
That's exactly what's happening.
Wow.
He's on Quasimodo's podcast right now.
Okay, I do want to talk about a place that you both were talking about before we began recording, which is quarter sheets, pivoting away from the outdoors to here in the city.
I'm very happy you're talking about this. So I can
your favorite
air
restaurant.
some grievances. Yes.
Oh, yeah, you haven't aired enough grievances yet today, Mitch.
My
It's really
favorite
good
restaurant
for
in Los Angeles right now.
Same. My favorite restaurant in Los Angeles. I had Evan Susser, Joe Saunders, and David Phillips, and I were going to get dinner there.
Yes.
Which, if you don't know about quarter sheets, it's hard to get in.
It's hard to get in.
It's
It is.
really difficult, genuinely hard to get a reservation at this 35-seat pizza restaurant.
100%. And I'm friendly with the owner, Aaron, and I messaged him and I was like, hey, is it possible to get this time? And then there was kind of a miscommunication that went on. But I said to him, I was like, I don't know if we can get seats there, but David Phillips was going to the Lakers game. And he's like, I can't do that night anyways. And I was like, okay, I don't think it matters because I don't think we could get seats there. And then I got a confirmation that we could get seats there, but he's going to the fucking Lakers game. So I had to cancel the whole thing. I was stressed out about it because someone's doing you a favor to sit down there.
Yeah, sure.
And the fucking Lakers ruined fucking everything.
But you didn't go back to him and give the heads up. Actually, we don't need this.
Of course I did. That's what I was
Okay.
doing. That's what I was doing today. But then,
Okay.
but now
he got back to you before you could reply to him.
Yes. He
Okay.
got back to me before because I didn't think it was going to happen.
Have you eaten at quarter sheets?
No, not yet.
It is the only time in my whole life where I ate at a place and was like, I fucking get the line.
Yes.
I get this pizza is different.
I gotta go.
It's great.
So good.
Let's go to record someday.
We should have gone tonight.
I can't go tonight.
You're going to the fucking Lakers
I'm going to
game.
the Laker game.
The fucking Lakers game has ruined fucking everything.
Well, that's what you get for being
playoffs.
friends with all of the Lakers. This is what happens. They ever go to their work?
He wishes. That would be a fun. I mean,
I
that would
wish.
Be, I mean, that
What do
would
you
be
mean?
cool.
He wishes he
That'd
was
be
on
awesome.
the Lakers.
Yeah.
Who wouldn't?
Having a friend in the NBA would
Yeah.
be great.
That would be cool.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We could get an NBA player on the show at some point.
You should. I don't understand why you cancanceled the reservation. You could have, you have
Yeah, you
other
could have
friends.
swapped in
It was
someone
for
else.
4, and I can't. I would have asked you to go. It was all today, and so I canceled it last night, and I just.
But
didn't
this
think
was for tonight, and your
This was for tonight.
your party again was you, the Deli Boys, David Phillips, and Evan Susser, the commissioner, and then Joe Saunders.
Yeah, we probably would have needed more than 4 seats. Me, Sus, and then the other 2 guys.
They're
Actually,
slender guys.
yeah,
They could share a seat.
Yeah.
No, but I was going to say, do you know I'm going to the Lakers game tonight with Joe Saunders?
Yes. Now
So that's another
you
guy in
reveal
your
that
party.
to me now too.
Yeah,
But when you ask for a favor for something, then you feel like such a piece of
Of
shit
course.
when
Look,
it doesn't.
I get it.
I've done this before, but I went alone.
Yeah.
I made didn't make a reservation. Asked for tickets to go to the New York Rangers game.
Yeah.
Wow.
Through Saturday Night Live, and I asked Keenan Thompson, who is one of the coolest guys in the world. I was like, Keenan, do you want to go to the Rangers game with me? And he's like, yeah, that sounds really fun. And so I was riding my bike to Madison Square Garden, asked for these tickets, great tickets, amazing,
Yeah.
And Keenan texted me, hey, my wife's sick. I'm sorry. I'm really, really sorry. I can't make it. And I was like, ooh, and it was too close to find somebody new to
Yeah,
go with.
sure.
So I was like, I'll just go alone. You can do things alone.
Of course.
I genuinely was like, oh, you know what? I'll take myself to the Rangers game. And I was just sitting there and I'm having fun. I'm eating a hot dog and game of rules. And I'm like, this is really nice. And the guy came over, the New York Rangers crew, the camera people or whatever, came over to be like, hey, somebody had a clipboard. They're like, so it's you or you're Brooks? I was like, yes. He's like, and then it says Keenan Thompson's with you. I go, oh yeah, he had to he's not. It's just me. So, and they had the camera to do the Jumbotron. I was like, so we don't need to do the Jumbotron, because the famous guy is not here.
Right.
And they were like, no. We did a package for both of you guys. I was like, okay. And so they they're like, look who's in the crowd or whatever, it's I don't fucking know, Reese Witherspoon's over there or some shit. And everyone's like, oh, fuck yeah, Reese Witherspoon. And they show a Reese Witherspoon movie. And then they show, so then it's, comes to me and Keenan, who's not there. They're like, all right. And then before they showed us, they showed Keenan Thompson doing the knuckle puck from the Mighty Ducks. So clearly we're about to see Keenan Thompson.
That's a lot of hype already.
Yeah, it is.
And then Keenan Thompson being super duper duper funny on an SNL sketch where I brought him like a lunch where I was like, "Here you are, sir." So clearly this is definitely not just going to be the guy who brought the lunch alone without Keenan, and it was just boom, Brooks baby. Like, a disappointed Madison Square Garden. Like everyone was like, "Not that one. Why would you show Keenan doing the knuckle puck?" And then like the next day at work, Keenan was like, "How was the game?" I was like, "It was fucking awful, dude. It sucked. Don't go by yourself. You'd be so embarrassed."
Mike Hanford, Bo Hanford, Mike Hanford's dad. If a sketch, if he was watching SNL and a sketch wasn't like it was a sketch that wasn't doing well, he would always go, "Bring out Keenan." That's what he used to yell.
That's what you do when you're writing it. If you're out of an idea, you're like, Keenan enters. He'll figure this out.
I made Bo Hanford sound like Trump. I realize it does not sound like Trump.
You should, but you should go to Quarter Sheets.
I should have.
I'd love to go.
I've told him that he has
Have we
to
all
go.
been?
I've never been.
I should have been because I can walk there from my house, but I have not been yet.
Yeah.
Amelia, you have been?
Give me the.
Yeah, it rules.
It fucking rules.
And that's an Italian speaking.
Here's the.
I have something to say on that in a second.
Well, here's how.
Wait, what? Wait,
I have something
hold
to say about her being Italian in a second. Brooks, I'll tease it.
I do want to throw out for.
You'll tease it?
Yeah. Just for now, I feel bad with what I'm going to say, but this is just for the Doughboys listeners.
Yeah.
You listen to a cool podcast, you should know the secret, because I live right next to Quarter Sheets too. You go when it opens at 5, you put your name in, and then you just kind of hang out around there, and you go like at like 6:30.
Yeah, you go around the corner. There's a bar right around the corner there. What's the bar? What's the bar on that corner?
They used to
Little Joy.
Little Joy.
Yeah. And now go on with your racism.
I came in this morning. I was like, "Hey, how you doing?" I was just like doing Italian voice, and which I guess is not great, but but Amelia was like, "Hey," immediately was like, "Hey, how you doing?" She started giving it back to me, and then she goes, "It's Paisan Week."
May 8th to 11th is Paisano Week.
Oh, May 8th to 11th is what the fuck is Paisano
We'll all
Week?
be together on tour around Paisano Week.
What
Wait,
is
this is a real thing?
What is
I
Paisano
don't know.
Week?
My sister sent me something that said Paisano Week is May 8th to 11th in New Jersey. PaisanCon 2025 is coming to Rutherford, New Jersey, May 9th.
Your sister
to 11th.
shares with you PaisanCon texts?
Wait, there's an Italian conference?
Yes.
Like
What is-
Comic-Con for Italians?
Will you go
Yes.
to PaisanCon.com and just like tell me what it says it is?
It says it's a celebration of Italian heritage, pop culture, food, and so much more.
Okay.
Spaghetti emoji.
Wow.
It'll feature a wide array of
So
celebrity
much more
guests.
spaghetti emoji.
Yeah. So anyway, you guys should go while
That'll-
you're there.
That'll be great. PaisanCon will be a celebration of Italian heritage and also a January 6th reunion.
Well, I was going to say Paisan Week was the week Trump got elected. It was fucking November 5th or whatever the fuck it was. What is it? November 4th? 5th this year? It changes. It's the first week in November.
Tuesday.
It changes.
Yeah, it changes.
Remember when you found out Easter changes and you're like, what?
Yes.
Really
But
through
It's
I
not
thought it
a
was when he
Christmas. It's not.
died.
It's not a
We're
Christmas.
just picking and choosing.
Right.
This religion thing, well, there's some holes in it.
What is it about Quarter Sheets that like for someone who maybe hasn't been, doesn't live in LA, like what is it about Quarter Sheets that makes it such a must dine experience?
For me, like it's like the bread, it's the best bite of food I've ever had.
Wow.
I'm not even joking. We're just talking about this place I recently ate there, and it was just like it did blow my socks off.
What's the style of pizza again?
It's there. It's kind of Detroit. No, it's not even Detroit style. It's Sicilian-ish.
Yeah.
But they'll do bar pizzas. They do a lot of different pizzas.
Okay,
there.
so we're kind of like
It's like a thick square slice.
Yes.
It's just
That's their
like,
default
truly when you take a bite, it just hits. Like the crust is perfect.
So it's
and
not
it-
necessarily like they're innovating. It's just like an incredible level of craft.
No, you just
It's
get you just like getting pepperoni pizza.
right.
There's a bit of a gourmet flair to it.
Sure.
Yes. That's my thing. It's like you remember what's the Jewish deli right here that was like kind of, it's now Greek Min's, but was it
Wasn't Friedman's?
Friedman's? It
Yeah.
was Friedman's.
Yeah.
Yes.
Oh yeah.
Friedman's is an elevated deli food, and that's Quarter Sheets to me is is like just an elevated slice, and they do like they have like a cheese slice and they have like a burrata slice, and then they'll always do a different thing. It will be like, hey, it's kind of Thai inspired or what, and
that's
it's
fun.
They do new
always
stuff.
fucking
Yeah, it's
good.
like Wednesdays is, like Wednesday is bar pie night, which is my favorite type of pizza.
Yeah.
But yeah, then they're always trying new shit, and their dessert is also like next level.
Yes, it's a husband and wife team that that own and run the restaurant, and Aaron's wife is she makes all the desserts.
I geeked out when I met him because I was there with my friend who knew him, and he introduced me to him, and I straight up turned into like a 2020 interview, and I was like, "What called you to pizza?"
Yeah.
Like, and he was like, I don't know. And I was like, yeah, that's a terrible question. What the fuck am I talking about?
No, I think that's a
was
great
just like-
question.
I was like, how'd you do it, man?
Yeah, I mean it's really really damn good. Well, you have to go.
I'll 100% go. Brooks, but you like lived in New York, so like you've had some great slices.
Right. So my favorite New York slice is called like L'Attention.
Okay.
It's in Williamsburg. And that is like the quarter sheets of New York for me. But like I would just like pizza.
Sure.
I think pizza is just like my favorite thing.
Yeah.
And so I'm just always like, is there levels to pizza? I'm like, not really. They're all pretty. To me, it's like either bad or pretty good, and I love it. And this is like the first time like L'Attention and then like L'Industrie in Williamsburg is the one I love there. That I took a bite of that. I was like, oh, this is different. And quarter sheets is that for me in Los Angeles.
You as someone from Iowa and as a pizza fan, did you ever find yourself at a pizza ranch?
Oh, fuck yeah.
Tell people about Pizza Ranch, because my understanding, I've never been.
We were supposed to
cover it, but it was like the closest one was like in rural Colorado. So it was like a tough.
You go to
tough thing.
Pizza Ranch for the chicken.
Yeah. Okay.
That is the truth. Like it's a small town in Iowa. We got a Pizza Ranch. It's like literally the best chicken I've ever like had in my life. You just go there. It's a buffet, but you just house that fucking chicken meat.
Is that so? This is kind of like akin to a Shakey's, and they've got like pizza and fried chicken.
Yes, yeah. Okay. But like I've never fucked with like Pizza Ranch pizza.
Sure.
But I love Pizza Ranch chicken a lot. It's like a post church. You go to Pizza Ranch,
right?
And then like, what? I had this joke the other day that is drawn from the Pizza Ranch. Like I would never have anybody get me a slice of pizza from the buffet.
Mm-hmm.
You go into the buffet, that's a you job. You care the most.
Yes, for sure.
You're seeing what's new, what's fresh. You want a piece of pizza, and I go up there, I'm like, yeah, that one's fine. But if like it's me, the joke didn't work. But it was like, it didn't work because it's stupid. But I was like, it's like wiping your own ass. Like, you're the only man for this job.
Mm-hmm.
Somebody can try, but it's not going to be great.
No, yes.
And it was straight up written from Pizza Ranch. I was thinking about my brother. Like you don't go. You get the best piece of chicken. You wait for the fresh stuff to come out. It's a fucking when they drop that new hot chicken at a Pizza Ranch in 2001. Goddamn stampede to get up there.
Wow.
People are eyeing the buffet. They're waiting for that new chicken to come out.
Now,
why did we not go? Was it pandemic?
We were going to go for what the fuck was our stupid ass religious month?
Oh yes, October Blessed.
October Blessed, because it does have.
We went to the Scientology brunch instead.
That's true. Much closer. My understanding is that
it's do a revisit.
Just a wild throwaway.
My understanding is that because it's cowboy themed, but it also is like Christian, right? To some degree, or kind of like cryptically Christian, like In-N-Out Burger.
Maybe, but not. I mean, it's franchised. I remember a new kid moved to town. His dad ran the Pizza Ranch, so we were all cool to him because we were like, "Yeah, that guy started at the Pizza Ranch." Yeah, and the guy ruled. So I don't know if it was Christian. Could be, but it's so. I think it's also bad now. We were talking about how everything is everything's a little fallen off.
Sure. Oh, 100%. Yes. I mean, the closest one is Denver is the other issue. Is that what you said?
It was like rural Colorado.
Yeah, it was like outside.
Well, we don't want to take you to fucking rural Colorado. Your fucking trench coat ass to fucking rural Colorado.
I have a chain restaurant.
It's traumatic for them. Sorry.
Well, I have a chain restaurant theory that I feel because like whenever I like am homesick, I'll go to Buffalo Wild Wings.
Yeah.
And I was in New York City. I went to the Buffalo Wild Wings at Atlantic Terminal. And it was one of the worst experiences of my life. It was just bad. They don't care. But like in small towns that like Buffalo Wild Wings is their best restaurant, they fucking crush it.
100%.
So you have to go to a Pizza Ranch in like a small town that they take pride in it. You can't go to like a Denver Pizza Ranch.
Yes.
You got to go to like a fucking Topeka Pizza Ranch. Like you got to really get in there.
Brooks, this is a great theory. And like we were saying, everything has gotten bad, which will lead us into today's episode, a thing that we've talked about before, but it's the Glendale test for me. Is everything in Glendale, every fast food chain in Glendale is going to be a better version than what is in LA proper, I guess.
But expounding on your theory, it's just far enough outside of LA where it starts to become like, oh yeah, we're gonna go to the Red Robin, we're gonna go to the BJ's, we're gonna go to the IHOP because those are our best options.
Because also there's no fucking quarter sheets there.
Yes, right.
There's better restaurants here.
Yes.
So those ones nobody wants to. The new Buffalo Wild Wings in Chinatown is pretty good though.
Oh,
I will
okay.
say that. Yeah, that's a new tip for everybody.
Because we've been to the one, I mean, we've been to a number of them. The Burbank one is good. The
Burbank one's not bad.
The one on Hollywood Boulevard is kind of a nightmare.
No, it's a nightmare.
Sure.
I took my move when I was on a dating app a while ago was to be like, you want to go to the Buffalo Wild Wings on Hollywood Boulevard? And it's a fun date spot.
Yeah, that's fun.
That
I
is
like
fun.
that.
Also, just like, are you a fun person? Do you want to go ahead and do a fun thing?
Yeah, chicken wings and beer. That's a fun time.
Dumbest place we can think of.
Yeah, I love it. I think
Mitch,
it's a great idea.
I don't remember. There was a time. It was you and me and Jordan Morris and a few people, and we were at the Buffalo Wild Wings. And then afterwards, Jordan Morris, just me and Jordan kept hanging out. And Jordan was like, other people had to take off. And Jordan was like, do you want to just go to like one of these really shitty, like Hollywood Boulevard, the most touristy stretch of Los Angeles? Do you know there's like a really shitty bar that's like, whatever.
The Beetlejuice bar is there.
Exactly. So we just walked into like one of these shitty bars and we sat down. And before we ordered drinks, a guy came over to us and offered us Coke. Like,
holy hell. That's service.
Yes,
And
yeah.
Did anyone buy it?
Well, certainly not me. I would not do that.
Did the story end there?
Also, we said the B word once, just a warning, so don't do it.
We
two more
won't
times.
say it
We
two
can't say it
subsequent
more
times.
I now am like defensive of. I like those bars on Hollywood. There are some great classic bars on Hollywood Boulevard, but it's that sort of thing of like, with everything that's gone to shit, everything has gotten worse. What made us think that everything had gone to shit? Because we were talking about.
Well, we're talking about we're talking about fucking Wendy's.
Yeah, the general degradation of everything.
I mean, Subway in the fucking 90s was it was awesome.
Yeah.
It's interesting that you bring that up because we just revisited Subway last week with our friend Tony Charlene Ramos, and that was a pretty dire experience, I would say.
And it was
at Subway, and it used to be okay.
Incredible. Before Jared did all his stuff.
Yeah.
He was just losing weight.
Yeah.
That's
all he was doing, was just losing weight at that point.
I remember a tuna sub in Lakewood, California in like 1997 was like a completely different caliber of sandwich from what you would get now.
Sure.
I also, so I want to ask you guys this. I have a theory that crab salad sandwich people are the most persecuted people in the world.
Wow.
I love the seafood sensation from Subway.
Wow.
It was discontinued. And there's Facebook groups about it. Bring it back. We want it back. And crab salad sandwiches it got taken off the Bay City Subs menu.
Yeah.
Like, what did we do
Yeah.
to deserve this?
It's just things have gotten worse, and it's just a cost-cutting measure now. It's like a niche items. Like, I mean, Subway doesn't have Subway doesn't have Swiss cheese anymore.
Yes.
We were just talking about this the other day. It's like
nuts.
Swiss cheese is gone, so crab salad is just not going to make the cut anymore.
Just so sad.
It's I've heard the phenomenon's described both as hyper optimization and aesthetic convergence, where they're just sort of looking at, it's like how every midsize SUV looks the exact same now because they've just sort of done enough research and enough analytics exist where they can say like the most optimized way to present this product is to do this, and a lot of times that involves a lot of streamlining, which removes things that are people's favorites, people's reasons they go there. Like you might go there for the crab salad sandwich, but they've done a calculation that by not having crab salad, we actually will make more money.
Can I go pee?
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah.
Thank you. I could white knuckle this.
No,
Don't.
please.
You can't run out of the. You can't leave the studio though.
Yeah, it's locked. You're locked in.
This show is sponsored by Liquid IV.
Mitch, I don't know about you, but I got big summer plans.
Really?
Oh, yeah. I'm going to the beach, getting some sand between the toes, watching the waves rolling in. I'm going on some hikes.
Well, no matter what you do,
Uh-huh.
you got to be hydrated.
That's right. Prepping for a big summer means planning to stay hydrated so you can get the most out of your body and live more during those warm summer months. Visit liquidiv.com and maximize your summer plans with sugar-free hydration featuring the new Raspberry Lemonade Hydration Multiplier. Get 20% off your first order with code Doughboys at checkout.
Wags, you can't go swimming in the ocean without being hydrated. You'll sink like a stone. You got to drink that liquid IV.
Man.
I drink liquid IV, and I love it. I'm a fan of the strawberry flavor. I actually got some at my house right now. This is true. I bought some on my own, not even sent to me from Liquid IV.
Wow.
I am just a purchaser of Liquid IV. I love it. I drink one every night before I go to bed. This is the truth. I put some water in my little thermos. I mix it up. I drink it down, and I love it. I'm hydrated and feeling good the next morning.
It's great for workouts, late nights, and traveling. Mitch, what do you get out of Liquid IV? Like what are the benefits you feel?
Well, Wags, for me, I use my CPAP. I can get pretty dehydrated at night. So before I put that on and go to bed, I'm drinking it down, and I wake up and I don't feel as dried out. I feel nice and full of fluids.
And those fluids have true-to-fruit flavors that keep you hydrated. Find all your favorite hydration multiplier flavors on their website, from acai berry and lemon lime to pina colada.
Or choose from their line of sugar-free flavors like raspberry lemonade, white peach, and rainbow sherbet. Wow.
Break the mold and own your ritual. Just one stick and 16 ounces of water hydrates better than water alone.
Powered by LIV Hydroscience, an optimized ratio of electrolytes, essential vitamins, and clinically tested nutrients that turn ordinary water into extraordinary hydration. 3 times the electrolytes of the leading sports drink, 8 essential vitamins and nutrients, always non-GMO, vegan, gluten-free, dairy-free, and soy-free.
Get ready for summer with extraordinary hydration from Liquid IV. Get 20% off your first order of Liquid IV when you go to liquidiv.com and use code Doughboys at checkout. That's 20% off your first order with code Doughboys at liquidiv.com. This week, we're returning to Wendy's, which was founded in 1969 in Columbus, Ohio by Dave Thomas, of course. The 5th largest chain restaurant in America, has over 7,000 locations worldwide, which places it somewhere in the top 20 globally. It's hard to get an exact beat on it. Mitch, this is our 4th canonical review of Wendy's.
Only the 4th. That's actually currently surprising.
I'm a little surprised. Well, we've talked about it a bunch, though, because it's been a mainstay of the Tournament of Champions over the year, including this most recent one over the years. It is currently in the Golden Plate Club, based off of our episode with Jacob Wysocki. However, it previously was kicked out, Mitch, because of the Sloppy Boys' Mike Hanford, who gave it 1 fork.
You know what? I wish on the podcast we could bring out Keenan. Bring out Keenan. When Wags and I are bombing, like most of the time.
And most recently, the Cinderella story of this year's Munch Madness 10, where it defeated Jersey Mike's, Taco Bell, and In-N-Out Burger on its way to winning the namesake Dave Thomas Cup.
Jemmy wouldn't come back in the studio. She hates the podcast so much.
She doesn't like the blanket. That's the whole issue.
Because that's her car blanket. That's usually what's in the car.
Come here. Get on your car blanket. Come on.
Maybe that's what, go ahead, good girl.
Wow.
I got a couple of things to say. I want to give a shout out to, we were talking to Quarter Sheets, Aaron's wife, Hannah, who is a co-owner and runs the restaurant with him.
She makes desserts.
She makes all the desserts, which are fantastic. There's a princess cake.
Chef.
They're in, like, this is another part of why it's like an elevated restaurant.
Yeah.
The pizza's so elevated and great, and then the desserts are like fantastic. So, Wags,
You say princess cake?
Yeah,
Makes me
princess
think
cake, yeah.
Makes me think of Super Mario 64.
it does. Sadly, there won't be a small Mario and Princess on it. I don't know if that's a deal breaker for you.
There won't be a JPEG of a cake.
There won't be a JPEG of a
You get
cake.
at the end of Mario 64.
What a great.
It's awesome, honestly.
Mario 64 maybe is my favorite.
Is it your favorite game or your favorite Mario?
Maybe my favorite video game of all time.
Great choice.
I think truly could be my favorite video game of all time.
Yeah,
It's so good.
choice.
And then, I mean, like, I would love a remaster of it. I think that would be great. But Odyssey was the thing where I was like, I'm an adult, and the joy I get from. Do you ever play Super Mario Odyssey?
No, I didn't.
I know
Odyssey
that I'm a 42-year-old man telling you this.
But this was it the GameCube one?
This is
Odyssey
Switch.
is on the Switch. Yeah.
Okay, I never had a Switch.
No.
So Switch 2 is coming out. Switch prices will drop.
And it'll be
Or
backwards
if you want to
compatible.
Switch 2, it'll be.
I just don't. I don't like having. I like video games so much that I don't have a console.
Totally
I
understand.
100%
that. Honestly,
get that.
this was I just mentioned Jacob Wysocki. Same thing. Just get so addicted to video games that he's just like I can't have this.
I
Completely get it.
I played Astrobot this year, and that's it. I have not played another video game.
Wait, Astrobot was a last year.
Last
game.
year, I haven't played a single video game this year.
Mitch, that's wild.
I know.
You're missing out on blueprints.
I know. I've heard all about it. You and Zach Cherry, I believe, talked about it. I'm gonna play games this year. It's gonna happen. But Mario Odyssey brings that joy of playing a Super Mario 64, and it is. Look, you're gonna have a couple weeks packed with. But Mario games also, I'm not like up till 4 a.m. playing them like some other games.
Right, like Zelda. I was
Yes.
like, like this has to be done.
Zelda will fuck you up bad. But do yourself a favor and play it at some point. It is one of the greatest of all time.
Oh, of course.
It's great.
I will also say 3D World also gives the same sort of experience.
Right.
Not in the same way, but because it's a little bit more linear.
I love it.
But Odyssey feels more like Mario 64.
3D World is great. I love it. But Odyssey is one of the greatest games of all time, I think, personally. But
do I like World more than Odyssey?
that is a wild fucking take.
I don't know if
I'm
it's
gonna
that
get
wild.
so mad at you if so.
You're
but-
going to get mad at me for that take?
I love both of them. This is why I'm going to get mad at you. I love both of them, but you're being a fucking idiot. Odyssey is the much better.
If someone was going to say, like, my favorite Mario is Super Mario Galaxy, I'd be like, you know what? That's a great choice. God bless you.
Just think of
That's fine.
That is a bad choice. But think of the ending.
If someone say Super Mario World was their favorite Mario, that'd be a great choice.
Now we're talking.
Super Mario World is good.
Super Mario World's
Super
awesome.
Mario World is great.
You know what? Super Mario World might be my favorite Mario. I might go
That's
as far
fair.
as to say that.
I mean, Yoshi.
Yoshi's great.
It's really fun to ride Yoshi.
Man, I love Yoshi.
The intro of Yoshi. Honestly, even if someone said Super Mario World 2 Yoshi's Island,
Hey, great game.
I would still say, I mean, I don't know if I'd count it as a Mario game specifically, but it is very close.
Yeah, it's tricky because it's kind of the birth of the Yoshi franchise, but it is canonically Super Mario World 2, Yoshi's Island.
Brooks is sad that he didn't leave when we
No.
took a bathroom break.
I think Mario 64, for me personally, the reason I think that's my favorite video game of all time is there was a time and a place. It was like Nintendo 64 is like, new. I got this game. I remember sitting there and like looking up from Mario where you could look up and then you saw that the like light from the sun was
yeah.
echoed, and I was like straight up, I was in like fucking 4th grade. I was like, it'll never be more real than this.
I mean,
like truly was blown the fuck away.
And
was
then that's
it's
a
a
portal
magical-
into another level.
Yeah.
It's a magical game.
Yeah,
it's a
good.
great game. And if you can play Odyssey, it's great.
That's also why I feel like I'll never see a better movie than Gladiator. Like I was in 7th grade, perfect fucking time to see that movie.
Yeah.
So it's just like there'll never be
Yeah,
a better
me
movie
too.
than Gladiator.
Yeah.
Did you like Gladiator 2?
I put it on into the airplane like literally on Wednesday, and I turned it off because it was like I hate it.
It's fun, but it's not.
yeah.
It's not as prestigious, I guess.
It's honestly a movie that should have, instead of the 2, a subtitle. Like it was like Gladiator, like Birth of a Legend or something like that. It'd be like kind of like give it a little bit more grace. But trying to say like this is the second Gladiator, like, man, this is a 3 out of 5 sequel to a 5 out of 5.
Right. Well, it's like
not on the same
also I
level.
heard that Russell Crowe wanted to be in Gladiator 2.
Yeah.
They'd be like, no. It's like, how would you explain that? Like, yeah, I died and I've just been eaten in heaven a lot.
They get like just his arm is in it.
Yeah,
It's like
okay.
a really weird usage of it.
You can't
I
because you
feel
can't. He's dead.
Yeah.
He looks nothing like.
it wouldn't make any sense. But I do think Gladiator 2 was still fun. And
Yeah,
it
it's
is still
fun.
just like Ridley Scott knows how to make
I mean,
a
I
movie.
like Ridley Scott. I love Napoleon.
I love
I
Napoleon.
loved Napoleon.
Napoleon's blast.
And like, I just put on Gladiator and I was like, it just made me miss. I was like, I should just be watching Gladiator.
Casey, where do you stand
got
on
that.
Gladiator 2, Gladiator, and Napoleon?
I miss Gladiator 2.
Yeah.
Gladiator 1. Way more fun. Like, I remember it being like, my memory of it is like, like a boring historical thing, but it's like action packed.
No, it's so good.
Really fun. And Napoleon, I had a great time. I thought,
Napoleon's
I thought
awesome.
everyone was it seemed like everyone was having a real fun time making Napoleon.
Did anyone
Napoleon's
watch
blast.
that?
It's like a comedy.
It's very funny. Did anyone watch that 4.5-hour cut they put on Apple TV? Because
No,
I never
I wanna
I
see it.
loved it, and I never actually watched the big boy
I
cut.
think that's maybe the only way that movie would fucking really work, because like what worked about the Bob Dylan movie. I loved the Bob Dylan movie. I genuinely loved it. What worked is there was a small part of Dylan's life.
Sure.
It was like a 3-year span. That we could do a movie about that. You couldn't do a movie about his whole life. It's gonna be too smash mouth. They tried to do a movie about Napoleon's whole fucking life. He did a lot of shit.
Yeah.
That's a lot of stuff to
Yeah.
try to get in there. So it just felt like too fast paced for me. Whereas they just picked like, hey, here's when he like left Elba and came back or whatever, got off whatever island he was. His return would be fast. I don't know.
No.
I just really like history, and I thought that movie tried to do too much.
It was too expansive. I still liked it, but yeah, it's basically a Wikipedia biopic.
Yes.
It's like age 22 through his death.
Yes.
It covers such a huge swath of
and they were like, he's a little horny guy.
he's a little horny guy.
I kind of classify him with the Universal monsters: Wolfman, Napoleon, Quasimodo, and
He did
Phantom.
crazy. Napoleon did crazy shit.
Yeah.
It is nutso stuff.
Yeah,
The fact that we don't talk about that guy all the time is nuts.
Who was our friend?
He's like a little snorting. He's like in the movie. He's like,
Yeah,
he's
I
like a little
it.
pig. He's like
He's
a little, he's like a little
these
horny
noises.
pig man.
It's great. Who was our friend Mitch? We were texting about who said Napoleon wasn't much of a hat guy. Was that Susser?
Oh my god!
I think it might have been
been fucking Susser.
It was an insane take. I was like, he's one of our top hat guys.
He is a
He's
huge
one of
hat
history's
guy.
biggest hat guys.
I mean, also, okay, this is, you know how you were uncomfortable earlier?
Yeah.
What I'm about to say is I'm treading on so much uncomfortability. So just know,
yeah.
like if Hitler wasn't awful,
Yes.
like if he didn't do Hitler stuff,
Right. With you so
Okay,
far.
all right.
Okay.
pretty impressive. Like, almost took over the world.
Right.
Take away the Hitler stuff.
Yes. Yeah.
Almost took over the world. That's crazy. Yeah. I mean, Napoleon was
The Hitler stuff. I'm gonna say Hitler stuff.
Pretty bad. Yeah.
So
Pretty
bad.
bad ding.
So bad. Sure. Yes. Not sure. God damn it. The worst. But like Napoleon was Hitler without doing Hitler stuff. I mean,
Right.
sure, he's not a good guy,
Yeah.
but he wasn't doing, I'm sure he's racist too, but like,
yeah, certainly.
he
Yeah.
didn't have he wasn't doing Hitler stuff. So like we get to like see a movie about Napoleon and be like, that's kind of funny. But
Yeah.
like, why did Hitler got to do all the bad stuff? Because that'd be probably pretty funny guy
There is something I
and
meant
interesting.
as a history buff, as you are, like there is an
My face
interesting
got
thing.
hot.
You're doing great.
Sorry.
There is an interesting like I am fascinated by just conquest. Like back, like I feel like there's almost like an era where it's like, well, there's nothing left to do, so let's just go conquer more territory. Or like ruling is so boring that let me just take my army and try to expand how much land I have.
I think about this too. Yeah, it's like I live in California. I don't need to own Wyoming.
Yes.
What are they doing?
Right. Why do they need
Just
to do
let
that?
them have it.
I have the quote here. Sorry,
Okay,
I've looked
okay.
up. I've looked up this quote. It's insane. It's actually more insane than you would think it is.
Okay.
But I agree. Hitler it was bad. To be clear, David Phillips said Churchill was a bigger hat guy than Napoleon.
This was Phillips.
This is I'm quoting you here. This is a text that you sent to blank Doe.
Okay, hold on. So now I got to find my own because this was probably in a different.
And Griff says
text.
demented and incorrect, and you say thank you, but yes. You texted just me at one point. Oh no, you did not. This is all in the same text thread. Yeah, you're Wags. You're very upset about this. Is Napoleon one of history's top hat guys? Question mark! Exclamation point.
I want to be in this group chat.
No, you do not. You do not want to be
The
in that.
hat lads.
You don't want to be in there. When things like when it would be, this is like also like around COVID when it was like, oh, we argued about like Napoleon being a hat guy for like 10 hours
Right.
today. Anyway, there's something that came up during. Wags, I'm gonna let you look this up because there was something that came up during the break. Which was
I'm just seeing Napoleon Dynamite in my text because of the Minecraft
search
movie.
Napoleon hat.
I can't find it, but also
That's how I got it. Was Napoleon hat.
Are you
Yeah.
saying your texts are not SEO optimized?
yeah. I think the thing is because I have my iCloud set up to auto delete text messages after like 2 years to save space, so I just probably don't have them anymore.
So our video editor, Mike Dorfman,
Yeah.
Emma was saying during the break
Oh yeah.
that he shot some of your camping show.
Yeah.
And that
That show's wild.
this is something you didn't bring up when we were talking about camping. You guys ran into a mountain lion.
Oh yeah, we did.
Wow.
You
Yeah.
ran into a mountain lion during the camping trip.
Yeah, it's on film. Yeah, I forgot about that. Yeah, it was scary.
Yeah.
It, like
I think the episode's still online if you find it.
it's definitely
somewhere.
online. It's we were camping north of Santa Barbara and we were walking and like the crazy part about that is we had found a cave that we crawled in before we met the mountain lion.
Man,
Whoa.
do not.
Definitely was the mountain lion's house.
Sure, yeah.
Yeah, and then we were just
I like
walking.
Mountain Lion's house.
Yeah, yeah. It did have like little family photos of the mountain lions, and we were like, "That's cute." But yeah, we were walking, and then we walked up on it, dude, and it made like a guttural sound. It went like that's what it sounded like, and I was like, "Oh shit!" And then I was like, "Yo, film this," and like everybody was like, no.
Yeah.
So they didn't. So
Did you see the mountain lion or
no? But we like threw rocks and we got big. Like that's what you're supposed to do. But
there was audio of it, but there wasn't video.
there was audio of it where so then we have audio only because everybody ran except for like one guy, and I was like, dude, we gotta like. You know, in my head, I'm like, this is gonna make this episode great. And then the last audio is you hear the audio guy go, "Yeah, this is fucked up. I'm out of here, man."
How big is a mountain lion? Like is it? We talking? We got this little table
It's like
here.
a big old Labrador.
Okay, it's like a big dog.
Yeah.
Got it.
Can I say my toxic trait?
Yeah.
Is that I think that I think that I could tame any cat.
Wow.
I know that you kind of believe it too in your head.
Female mountain lions are 80 to 130 pounds.
Yeah.
All
Like a
right.
big dog.
Yeah.
It's like 3 of Jemmy's.
Yeah, that's big. You're saying like you're this is because this
Look,
is like,
I know that I will
this-
get killed. I know. So don't worry when people get mad at me for saying this. I know that I would be killed, but I do. There's a little bit inside of me where I think that any cat, I think I could get to love me.
Really, there was that documentary about how the guys who believe this are real good guys. The Tiger King clearly just illustrates that these are good. That this is a good trait to have.
I will not put that. I will not capture them and put them in cages. I'm just saying, if I got stranded in the African Sahara or something like that, and there was a big lion, I think that I could say, hey, I'm not a bad guy.
You're a Life of Pi situation. You're on a
Yes.
lifeboat with a tiger.
Yeah,
You're saying that tiger would be your friend.
I think I could get the tiger to like me.
Okay.
I know that's like I know I'm wrong, but I just can't see a cat killing me.
Well, this is Siegfried's hubris, right? Like he was the friend of cats until like at one point things went wrong.
Do you think people in the
That's what I
future
feel like
will
always
say Siegfried's hubris, like some sort of tale?
Yeah, that'll be like a it's an actual
the story
origin
of
will be completely
Siegfried's
lost.
hubris. The lion ate his head. That was the Siegfried's hubris. I do, but I love cats so much.
Yeah.
I've had a bond with like a. My idea of heaven is if I could go to like a island in the sky with all the cats of the world.
I can't believe you're saying this right next to Jemmy. Such
She
a
gets
fuck
it.
you.
She gets it. I'm sorry,
Do you
babe.
know
You're not
about
my type.
Impressed.
You know about cat cafes?
I
You could go to a heaven every day.
that is true. I could go to. I just am very. I want to get buried with every cat that I've had. I have the ashes.
Alive or dead?
Put
them in there with me?
I will not entomb them, though. Getting entombed would be kind of cool.
Yeah.
But no, I very much love cats, and I feel like I have a spiritual bond to them. But I know a lion would probably bite in a mountain. What are the ones on when you're camping? Mountain lions, and then
Mountain lions, bobcats.
Bobcats, which bobcats aren't as bad, right?
They're just smaller. I think they'll still bite you. I don't know.
Yeah.
I don't know. I didn't know how to handle a mountain lion. I just got really lucky.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It makes me more scared to go camping with you, to be like, I just got really lucky.
Yeah. Well, the only thing that scares
They
me
can
is
smell fear.
Yeah.
You gotta be fine with
Oh, yeah.
also I'm most afraid of my biggest fear is snakes. I fucking hate snakes.
Oh, I don't like.
I don't like them
yeah.
at all. I don't think they're fun.
Regular Henry Jones.
Ugh.
Indiana Jones.
Yes.
He's
Junior, Henry Jones Jr. We're gonna be pedantic about it.
I want to get the new Indiana Jones game. There's a new
And the Great Circle.
and the Great Circle.
Oh, I heard it was good.
Yeah.
I'm gonna get around to playing it.
My thing, I'll think about this sometimes just randomly. I'm like, I wonder what the closest I've ever been to a snake and I didn't know it.
Oh
Have you-
shit,
have-
that's
I've-
really
crazy.
I've seen a snake just hiking in Griffith Park before, like a wild
Yeah, of
snake.
course. But I mean,
Yeah.
I wonder if there's one under the chair right now.
Yeah.
It could get in there.
it.
Well, if we're talking bugs, there's bugs all around us.
Mhm.
Sure.
We're surrounded by bugs.
Bugs
You can't
get me,
escape
bugs get me worse than snakes. If I saw a snake, I'd be like
I don't
sure,
know.
the
A
fear
venomous snake could kill you.
Sure, yes. The venom in a snake is scary, but a cockroach grosses me out more than a snake. I'd be like, oh, a snake, but I wouldn't care.
Yeah, grosser, but there's something I get what you're saying about because I'm definitely more afraid of snakes. I'd much rather see a tarantula, as scary as I think a tarantula is, than see a fucking rattlesnake.
Yeah. And also, anybody who's has a pet snake, fuck you.
Yeah,
fuck
that's
you,
a weird
fuck you
guy.
so much. I
had a pet snake as a kid, but yeah, go on.
But then they're like, it's a good snake. And we go,
Yeah.
all that means is you haven't caught it trying to kill you.
Right.
Yeah, that's a good
It
point.
wants to kill you.
Yeah.
You just hasn't gotten around to it yet.
I like the boa constrictor guy, which is much like the bird guy, like the guy who just likes to walk around with it and show it off.
Fucking
and,
no,
be the center of attention.
put him in jail.
Yeah, exactly.
Go to jail.
I knew a guy who had a big, and he was a madman. He's the guy who had the jar of the stuff. I've told you this before.
Yes, right.
He's the same guy who owned a snake.
I was at a party one time in college, and I just vocally hate snakes. And my roommate was at a house party, and my roommate thought it'd be funny. They had a snake, like a little boa, and he came and I was like sitting there drinking a beer, like on the couch. He put it around my neck, and I like instinctively, like fucking grabbed it and threw it like against the wall, and it did die.
Oh my God!
Yeah, and then like I had to be like, that's not on me.
That's not on you.
Yeah.
But like, I was like, it's like. I was like, can I like keep hanging out? Like,
Do I have to
right.
leave?
Yeah.
Yeah, but the guy was like, no, you killed my fucking pet. I was like, fucking Steve put it around my neck. It's not my. It was.
Oh man, it wasn't even. It was like another guy.
Yeah, I felt really bad. But
I
I was
wouldn't
like,
even do that with a dog. Like I wouldn't take my dog and like surprise put it in somebody's lap because that's rude.
especially if that person is like, yo, I hate dogs. Dogs scare me really, really bad.
Yeah.
The equivalent of that, though, of what you're describing is Mitch is like, I hate dogs. I pick up your dog, Jemmy, and throw it on you. Like that's
right.
that's on the person who did it. To you.
It's on Steve.
It's on Steve.
Yeah.
Steve was the problem.
And by
Steve
the way,
is a problem.
just to be clear, I love cats, but to quote Molly Shannon, I love dogs too. I am a dog. I'm a dog
Right.
I'm a dog person as well. I like all animals. We got to get to the.
We got to talk about
stuff.
Wendy's. So here's the thing. Right now they have the Cajun Crunch. There's kind of 2-3 different reasons we're revisiting Wendy's. I mean, like there's an overall reason, which is that it won the Dave Thomas Cup, it won Munch Madness, it won the Tournament of Champions of Champions, Tot Cock. And so we're kind of like, you know what? Let's actually check in with Wendy's with a proper review. And they do have some LTOs right now. They have the Cajun Crunch Spicy Chicken Sandwich. They have the Tangerine Twist Lemonade, and they also have a triforce of vanilla frosty swirls, which are like their Frosties, but they have some other mix in swirled in. I will say that I wanted to experience Wendy's in restaurant with these new items to give it a fair review. So I went to the Wendy's this past Saturday night. I got the Cajun Crunch Spicy Chicken Sandwich.
Wow, a Saturday night Wendy's.
It was great.
Yeah.
Eating it in the car or I went in
the store.
I like that a lot.
I dined in.
In the store.
Yeah. I got the spicy
it's
chicken.
It's going to be better no matter what.
Spicy chicken filet with a pepper jack cheese, Cajun crispy onions, lettuce, pickles, and a spicy mustard spread. Big easy, big spicy. A little reference to Down in the Bayou. I thought this was really hitting, except, and I'm curious about your takes. Get those Cajun crispy onions the fuck out of here. Yeah, I don't need those little crispies.
That's interesting. I
don't like those at all. It's just, now they described it as it's dry on dry. It's just like, I don't need this extra component that is just adding, just taking away from the overall moisture of it. And then it's purely adding this crunch of this very processed.
Cajun crunch.
Yeah, it's a Cajun crunch, but it's a Cajun crunch, but it is like it's just a packaged crispy snack that I don't feel like is adding anything into the overall experience.
No, I didn't like it either. I had to audition the other day. They go Southern, and I go, okay, here we go. And they were like, no, not that. Cajun crunch. That's not
Is that a
what
new Wendy's sandwich, sir?
Yeah. You just made me think. But I agreed. I didn't need. Also, by the time I got it, because we got it here at the studio.
Yeah.
The Crispies weren't even crispy. So now we're soggy Crispies.
No, addition by subtraction to get rid of those.
Yep.
I thought the mustard was very overwhelmed. It was either the mustard or the Cajun crunchies. The dryness didn't bother me, but I think it was that mustard was very strong.
Well, I like that spicy mustard.
I know. That's what I was saying. I was like, this sandwich has a lot of flavor. It delivers on that. There's a lot of Cajun flavors going on there. I think that I just was eating it and I was like, I wish I had a spicy chicken sandwich. That if you like this Cajun mustard though, you'll like the sandwich, I think.
Right.
But it's strong. It's really, it's almost overpowering to me at least.
Yeah.
Speaking of overpowering, can we talk about this fucking monstrosity?
So the Tangerine Twist Lemonade, which I also got.
Is there a piece of tangerine in it?
Yeah, you're still.
No, it's just settling, dude.
Oh my God! Oh, that's not a. I thought that was a piece of
just settling from. It's the most intense drink I've ever had.
Yes.
Yeah,
I've had. I mean, I had none of it, and it feels like I've had a lot. Sorry.
For audio listeners, Brooks is holding up this neon orange drink, which I would say you got with lunch, and it is still like 9/10 full. Like you barely made a dent in it. Obviously, some of the ice is melted, but that was basically where my cup was when I abandoned it on Saturday night because it's just so intensely sweet.
It's way too sweet. It's so fucking nuts.
Yeah. I drank half of it, and I was seeing through time. It's very. I like sweet.
Mm-hmm.
I'm a fan of especially sweet drinks. That's like my, that's my weakness. I love a
Mountain Dew.
Sure, I love Mountain Dew. I love that, like sugary. I love Coca-Cola.
Yeah.
It's my favorite drink. This was, and I think that Wendy's lemonades are good. It just was. I think Emma nailed it. It's sweet on sweet. Their lemonade is already sweet, and then you add a tangerine sweetness into it, and it is very, very sweet. I don't think it tasted bad. It just is that thing of, like you guys are saying, it need to be cut. You want to cut it with water, right?
Yeah. Well, like for real, I'm not if I'm trying to think the amount of money it would take for me to finish that, and I think it's like $100. Like if you were like, here's $100 if you drink that, and you'd have to give me like 20 minutes.
Yeah.
I would be like, fuck, all right, I gotta do that. But if you were like $50 to drink, I'm like, get away from me. No.
You described it as a mixer, and I think that was astute because it is like kind of like, hey, I'm just, if you get a really bad like virgin margarita and you're just getting margarita mix, it's like, this is so intensely
That's exactly
sweet.
what it is. This is margarita mix.
Yeah.
That's 100% what this is.
It's weird because the tangerine and the lemonade, it feels like it should be citrusy and like a little more tart, but it's not tart at all. It's pure sugar.
Yeah. Way too much.
Too much.
I still didn't hate it. Personally, I like a sweet drink. I didn't think it was. It just is very, very sweet.
I think it just depends on what your palate is. Like, I think as I've gotten older, like I just can't deal with, especially you were talking about sweet. I can't deal with like super sweet drinks anymore. I can't like that amount of liquid sugar is just overpowering.
Straight up. Like if like a whole Mountain Dew will floor me.
Yeah,
you know what I mean? Like a full like which I used to be able to drink 7 of them.
No, it's that thing of this. That's like drinking that much sugar as an adult will just I was seeing things.
But
I saw a young Nicholas Weiger saying he's yelling that he's lost.
And then you help me.
Yeah, I'm the guy.
You're the guy.
It's a looper.
It's a looper.
Oh my God! I'm the man who helped you.
Now I have a podcast. But I will say, speaking of sweet. The vanilla frosty swirls. Now look, would I rather have a default frosty?
Brooks said this right off he was like, I like a chocolate frosty. He was like, well.
Probably. But I do think these are good executions of the swirl version, and I think it's a fun, limited time variant, and I thought the brownie butter really worked. I thought the strawberry vanilla was a little bit, a little sciencey tasting. I didn't love the strawberry preserves of that, but I thought the caramel was working too. And the brownie had a little bit of like a granular texture to it, which was nice.
The issue with these, I think that the brownie one was the best.
Yes, for sure.
But I think it cleared all of them easy.
Yeah.
But the strawberry one was okay, but this with all of these, they're like putting it around the edge of the cup, and then it's like sometimes just settling at the bottom, and then they're so you kind of have to scrape the side of the cup to get it with your. It's not mixed in or
no, you got to scrape
that
bad boy for sure.
Yeah. Which I didn't like you were saying with the brownie one. You thought there would be pieces, and it is the actual sauce like does give a good approximation of a brownie, and it's like kind of grainy. And
that's what it meant. That I like the sauce itself, but I do think a proper mix in. If we had like chunks of brownie, I thought that would have been full fork.
They were to me boring. They could have been better. They were fine. Could have been better.
Would you have liked
with a mix? I want it mixed up. I like a blizzard. I like a blizzard.
Yeah,
they're not blizzards. They are not blizzards.
They're not blizzards. You know what? You're right. Yes, we both mix up the swirled component, like the brownie batter there, the caramel, and the strawberry. That could be better mixed as opposed to just sort of like sprayed around the outside of the cup and then filled with a frosty. But additionally, I think a mix in for each of these: some brownie pieces for the brownie batter, some nut clusters or something, or some brittle for the caramel vanilla, and then maybe just some strawberries for the strawberry vanilla. I mean, just
or like
something.
A granola.
Just add a little bit of texture to it.
Caramel clusters.
I think we're trying to create blizzards.
Right.
Is what we're doing.
Yes, 100%.
You are correct.
But I think I'm not going to shit on these because I think
Me neither. I thought they were good.
They were like one of the better things I think that I had in both. I had Wendy's last night for dinner and today for lunch.
Okay.
But not good. But I want it. So
I like you and I are both like, we're covering Wendy's. Well, we both better go twice.
Yeah.
We're gotta have something to talk about.
Today I did have stuff that I had not had for a while, and also I just wanted a spicy chicken sandwich because I didn't get it last night.
Right.
And so I ordered a spicy chicken sandwich as well. But I tried some things that I haven't had in a long time.
I did get fries in restaurant, and look, I'm something Wendy's fries skeptic, but getting them hot out of the fryer, they were absolutely hitting in the restaurant.
Wow.
Restaurant Wendy's fries with Wendy's nacho cheese is heaven for me.
Wow.
I fucking love dipping fries in a cheese fry.
Do you have a favorite cheese fry?
Probably that one.
Wow. Okay. I'm a big Arby's cheese sauce plus Arby's the curly fries. I think that's a great combo.
I have an aversion to Arby's. I never go there.
The one on Sunset has closed. It's Prince Street Pizza.
There was speaking of childhood trauma, Arby's is involved in one of mine where we were going on a trip to the Wisconsin Dells, my family. And my dad got this idea, instead of like eating regular meals, Arby's had 5 for $5 roast beef sandwiches. So we got 50 Arby's roast beef sandwiches for the family to eat.
Oh my God, I love this.
We put them in a blue cooler that like melted, so it's just wet Arby's.
So we got him in advance of the trip for the
got him on the way to the Dells. He's like, cool, we're eating. And there, I was like, I can't do this. You know? And my dad said, "You think you're better than roast beef?" And
good quote.
To turn it all the way around, my mom was like, "Jim, this is fucking nuts." And my dad was like, "Fine." And he gave me and my brother $5 to go to Subway. He goes, "Fine, go eat at Subway." And we got to Subway. We're like, "We have $5."
The $5 footlong at one point, but that.
But it was a funny move. Yeah. So Arby's is my Joshua tree.
Wow.
Did you get the crab?
I don't think I could afford it because
with the $5.
With the $5. Yeah. And my brother didn't want it, so we had to get something we'd split or so. Yeah. Anyway, so I don't fuck with Arby's.
Yeah, I get that. I will. For me, the Subway, when I was like really trying to eat the cheapest version of it, you don't even get the 6-inch. You'd get like the little like hamburger bun.
Yes.
The mini or whatever it was called. I don't know if they have that anymore.
They definitely don't. Yeah. But I totally remember that. A little 4-incher guy.
Yeah.
Also, even with a $5 footlong, $5 with tax, you're not going to be able to get any. You're just not going to be able to get a
tax. That's how they get you, Mitch.
The tax
is
the Jared tax.
And looking back, my dad was just stressed about money. I totally get it. I remember
he should have spent $50 on the roast beef sandwiches.
It was good, man. It was good. But like I remember at the Dells, I got a lemonade, and they said, "Do you want strawberries in it?" And I was like, "Yeah, I love strawberries in my lemonade." And my dad's like, "Jesus Christ!" Like. These fucking
Classic
strawberries
dad.
in the fucking lemonade. Are you fucking kidding me? What is this, little king? So I was just stressing him out the whole week, I guess.
I would have much rather had a strawberry lemonade than this tangerine lemonade, which they have at Wendy's, which is decent, also very sweet.
Dude, the Red Robin strawberry lemonade?
Oh, yeah.
That's bottomless.
Yeah.
That's good.
Yeah. We haven't had a Red Robin in a long time. There's no close one either is the issue.
Yeah, we owe a revisit. It's another chain that's kind of atrophying, and I wonder how its quality level is now. But, I haven't been since the last time we reviewed it.
Brooks, would you have enjoyed the Frosties if it was a regular chocolate Frosty
I would
with
have been
those toppings?
Way more excited to try the chocolate with those toppings.
We could have done that. So we fucked up.
No, but like also, but it would have just been more interesting for me than like vanilla ice cream with strawberry swirl.
Sure.
I'm like, oh, what is chocolate and strawberry?
This is how they are the vanilla frosty swirl. That's how they come. But I think it actually, to your point, I think if they'd made the brownie batter with a default chocolate base, I think that would have been a more interesting version.
They've gotten a little too cute with Frosties.
I agree.
Chocolate is the original. The original Frosty formula is chocolate, and to me, that's still the king.
They had the Girl Scout one they were doing for a bit, the Thin Mint one.
It was good.
And they did have a birthday one, which I enjoyed. But yeah, I agree. They're getting a little too cute with them. Today I got the crispy panko fish sandwich, which is something I never order, which is basically their filet of fish sandwich that's also got dill tartar sauce, pickles, lettuce, American cheese. So definitely dealing with some wilted lettuce here by the time I ate it, but
I did not see a good piece of lettuce in any sandwich.
We all got bad lettuce, but that could be a transit issue. But I will say, this sandwich was hitting. I thought it was real good.
I took a bite of it.
It's a little fishy, but it was yummy.
It was a little fishy, but I did think it was a decent sandwich. And then Brooks, you were confused by this because you were like, wait, do I have a fish sandwich?
Well, I thought we all got the same thing, and I was eating the chicken sandwich.
Yeah.
And then you were like, this fish sandwich is good. And then I was like, do I just not understand? Like, is this fish so bad that it tastes like chicken? And I was a little worried that I was having a stroke for a second.
No, we got you our order from our first visit.
Yeah.
Last night I got the Cajun Crunch. What is it? What in the bayou? What do you think a Cajun Crunch is? Run over a gator or something? What would you consider?
That's a Cajun Crunch, right?
Yeah, probably what you say when you run over a gator.
Yeah.
Oh, no, get rid of key. One time I rented a kayak in the Everglades. I was by myself, and I asked the dude. I was like, "Hey, I want to
do all these things on your own. You're scaring me."
I was there shooting a movie, and I had a day off. And so I was like, I want to go to the Everglades.
I love it.
Yeah. And also stand-up is a real solo thing. So I want time off. I just leave and go do things as opposed to just sit in the hotel room. But I asked the dude, I had the kayak. I was like, which way to Alligators? He goes, oh, boy. Any way you want. He was so right. And it was so scary.
Wow.
I ran into an alligator in the wild. That was terrifying.
What happened?
So I was kayaking around being like, this is cool. I want to see an alligator. And then I saw it when I was like, oh, awesome. But then it got in the water and like started coming towards me. And I'm like in a kayak. So like my body is like in water a little bit. And I was like, all I did was I said, no. And just backpedaled. Just backpedaled the fuck out of there.
That motherfucker wanted to eat you.
I don't know. It might just come down and inspect.
I guess so.
Yeah.
I don't know. There is something when an animal is eyeing you up and they're seeing a meal. I was like, that's a very scary sort of.
Yeah, I didn't like it.
Yeah,
scary. Turns out I'm afraid of alligators.
Alligators scary. Alligators are scary.
Yeah.
I think
they'll trick you too, Mitch.
But anyway,
they'll trick you big time.
He was gonna do a Cajun Crunch on me.
Nick and I have been fooled by alligators a lot, but it's a long story.
It's a long story. We don't need to get into it.
You guys like gator bites?
Well,
sometimes we bite back. We sometimes bite back without our teeth.
Okay, all right. I don't know what's happening.
Nick and I have been. There's been gators over the years that have tricked Nick and I to thinking they were just human beings, and we sucked them off.
Right.
And then we find out that they're actually
it's a
gators.
gator later.
Yeah.
That happens.
Yeah.
Yep. That's what happens when you come 10 years into a podcast. Yeah.
You're 100% right. We're sorry the show sucks.
No. I'm like, oh, you guys, there's a back and forth that this seems to be stemming for decades.
You were talking about the chicken sandwich, and you mentioned the chicken earlier at Pizza Ranch. All right, like, is that one of your top proteins? Is that something you're looking for? Do you like yourself a fried bird? Like, what's your favorite?
If I'm going to a restaurant, if I'm going fast food restaurant, I'm getting chicken sandwich. I like a chicken sandwich, crispy chicken sandwich.
What are some of your favorites?
I mean, I don't really love I fucking love chicken nuggets from McDonald's.
Oh, sure.
Like, straight up. McDonald's chicken nuggets.
Nothing wrong with that.
But if I'm eating at Wendy's, I'm going to get just a regular chicken sandwich.
Yeah.
It's mayo and like lettuce, and that's it.
Are you a Chick-fil-A guy at all?
I like a Chick-fil-A.
Yeah, sure.
I'll definitely get a Chick-fil-A sandwich. Yeah, chicken sandwiches in general. I guess, I don't know. My favorite one would probably be fucking Wendy's chicken sandwich.
Wow, okay. Yeah.
Did you ever do spicy
the
chicken
spicy
sandwich
one
or no?
we like a lot.
Oh, yeah, I like the spicy one. Like back in the day, remember the Burger King's Tender Crisp?
Oh, yeah.
Like, remember the commercial?
Oh, yeah, with Hootie.
Yeah, I love that commercial so much.
Poov used to sing, I like the Tender Crisp Bacon Cheddar Ranch. Yeah.
It was by the tune of like Big Rock Candy Mountain.
Yes,
oh,
yeah. The breasts, they grow on trees.
Yes.
It's sad that I know that.
No, but it was like stuck in my memory. I would watch. It was like early YouTube, and I was just watching that fucking commercial all the time.
God bless Hootie.
I feel like that one, and then the Quiznos. What was the other early YouTube one?
We got the subs.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
We got a pepper bar.
Yeah.
Those little guys.
It is the start of every commercial being some sort of weird and jokey,
too self-aware, too internet conscious.
You know what? I want to make a stance here. Let's get the Super Bowl commercials back to funny. I'm tired of these.
I think it's impossible.
Yeah.
You know what? Here's what I want. Give me a sincere commercial.
What?
Give me like a come on into McDonald's. Like we got
I see what you're saying
great
here.
meal at a great price.
Yeah.
In my head, I thought you wanted more like veterans coming home to sell McDonald's.
I mean, look, I'm not against veterans coming home.
But you know what I mean? It's like this most like sincere, like Budweiser commercials where it's like saluting the troops. I'm like, no, give me the frogs, man. I want the frogs.
Yeah, that is when it's
the frogs were. I mean, they were so good.
When it's playing on patriotism, it's a little bit like of an eye roll. Like, it's like, all right, what are you doing? But I get what you're saying, Mitch. That's just sort of like, yeah, like, hey, we got a quality product at a fair price.
Imagine
come to our establishment and patronize us.
If McDonald's was like, come on in for some fresh hot cakes, and there's just a picture of the pancakes, wouldn't that make you want to go to McDonald's and eat the hot cakes more?
Wasn't there there wasn't an ads recently from some sort of restaurants like, look, we fucked up and we're not doing that anymore.
That was Domino's.
Yeah.
That was like 10 years ago at this point, but there was a thing of like, I did like that campaign.
I love that
also
campaign.
A huge success for
it
Domino's.
Worked out great.
And so funny
Although we don't like their new sauce as much.
No, I mean, Domino's is. I wish I could go back and have the old Domino's pizza sometimes, the one that tastes like shit. But but it's over. But speaking of Domino's,
they should do that campaign now, where they're just like getting letters from us from like, this is unacceptable. The Doughboys want old Domino's.
Want the old
We're going back to the shitty version that they remember from their childhood.
Everyone's mad at us. Yeah. Domino's closes. But speaking of, Wendy's is this old home style burger joint. To me, it was always elevated fast food. We just had the tournament. It
felt
won.
that way.
It was a Cinderella story because we thought this place has been getting bad.
Well,
yes.
But also, like, you were talking about sincere commercials fucking back in the day. Dave Thomas did sincere Wendy's commercials. You exactly what we're talking about.
Maybe that's why we're
hey,
thinking
come
about
on in. Like, fucking we do fresh, never frozen patties. Like, that is exactly what you're talking about. And it fucking ruled. It made it feel good.
Fucking Timberlake. Ba-da-ba-ba-ba. It was changed everything. That little fucker. Because after
you think that's the whole problem? You think that's the pivot point?
I mean,
I think that trend was happening regardless.
I mean, I don't know if it's Timberlake's fault, but I'm going to blame Timberlake because it just got too cool. It got too funny. Everything got. We were talking about the baby back rib commercial and just how great that was and how sincere it is.
You've seen the behind the scenes where they're recording that. It's like we just like. I mean, that's amazing.
We were just saying that it was like we were saying that it's like watching the Beatles behind the scenes. It's incredible. And to me, things just got too silly but also not funny. Like you're saying, is like commercials aren't funny and they're silly and weird and just bad. Right. But whatever.
You know what I'm sick of in commercials? I know this is not a food thing, but it's just like, are we just talking about shitting now? We're just going to straight up like just talking about shitting on. I'm like watching basketball.
Amelia's loving it.
And then there's an ad break and there's someone just talking about like, hey, I took a big shit and I need some toilet paper to wipe my asshole. Like people, they're basically that explicit now.
Yeah.
And like there's also like on the internet, there's all these like very self-aware, like very like ironically like overt, like self-aware ads that are just about like, bidets and like squatty potties and stuff.
Your butthole.
Yeah, talking about your hole and this stuff. It's like, I don't need to hear about this. What are we talking about? Whatever happened to like some layers of abstraction? Be a little subtle with it.
The Cum podcast wants polite society to return. That's what we want.
But it's just like we've got like, I remember the era of like, hey, here's a strip of some sort of absorbent thing and we're just going to pour a blue liquid onto it. And like that's as far as we'll come to acknowledging that we have stuff from our bodies.
I don't have to see a cartoon bear smile as like a dump is coming out of its ass.
Yeah, exactly.
I don't got to see it.
It's like a mom inspecting like a kid bear's like ass and he's got like little pieces of toilet paper on. It's like, I don't know, what are we talking? Like, this is disgusting. Yeah. I don't want to think about what this relationship is.
Yeah. I agree.
That reminded me of my own mom looking at my own asshole.
Yeah. Like Brooks said, wiping your ass is it's a one-man job.
You're the only man for the job.
Yeah. I agree.
It's fucking gross.
Unless you're a little kid and then...
No, you got to have help.
You got to have a little help.
Teach you.
And then sometimes you get older. Sometimes you need a little help.
You hit 35, 36.
The larger point, though, is correct. And you are correct to cite Dave Thomas of Wendy's, the living mascot of the chain that he created, as an example of just sincerity in marketing.
Because nothing's been the same, except, look, I'm not going to say that I've had great Wendy's in the last 20 years or whatever, but since Dave Thomas died, there was a change. And also the Domino's thing that you brought up too is like, we were thinking Wendy's has gotten bad, and then we had a run on this tournament where we had great spicy chicken sandwiches. They were really knocking out of the park. Today, Amelia said that if this was the performance in the finals, Wendy's would not have won. And you maybe are right. I don't know. It's what did it go up against?
In-N-Out Burger. Was there ever a scenario where you were going to vote for In-N-Out Burger over Wendy's? I just don't think you would.
I don't know. If it was, today's lettuce was really bad.
I'm sure that you have massive takes that you've done consistently on this podcast, but you don't like In-N-Out?
No, I do like it.
Mitch just doesn't want to vote for it because I like it.
I love it.
Yeah.
That's my favorite fact.
I was shocked that you voted for it in the finals, but Wendy's was not.
I thought Wendy's deserved it.
Last night I got the Cajun Crunch sandwich, and I got some medium fries. The fries were just okay wise. They were warm, but I don't like the new Wendy's fries. I like the old golden yellow fries from Wendy's. I got a grilled chicken ranch wrap last night too.
Oh, wow.
And this is the sort of item back in the day where you're like, oh, this is like good grilled chicken. And there's, like cheese and lettuce and ranch sauce in there. And last night it just was not, I didn't eat all of it, but it was like, this is just, doesn't feel like the same quality. And I got the lemonade and I got the brownie frosty, which I liked the brownie frosty. Today, I did some stuff I hadn't done before. I did the apple pecan salad, which comes with apples, pecans, and grilled chicken. And this is like Wendy's salads used to be a thing my mom would get for lunch, and they were like, it's like, whoa, Wendy's has good salads. Like they had
certainly compared to McDonald's, Burger King, Carl's Jr., Hardee's, the other like same similar concepts in its sector. Yes, they were
a
better caliber salad, more akin to a Panera salad.
100%.
Yeah,
and the presentation now has gotten worse. It's just in a big clear bowl. It used to feel like more there was more of a presentation.
It kind of looks like a prepackaged salad you'd get at like the airport.
100%.
It does, and I bet it is. I bet fundamentally those are being delivered to the restaurant as is.
And it felt like maybe they used to make them, and I'm not sure if that's the truth. Maybe they didn't, but it felt that way. And it felt like you get like warm chicken. Here it was just like the chicken was kind of cold. That being said, I had a bite of it. I thought it wasn't bad. You tried it. What did you think?
It's whatever. It's like Emma said, it was like a grocery store salad.
It was a grocery store salad.
Or an airport salad.
It used to feel like Wendy's had more of that. And I also got a baked potato, the cheddar chili baked potato. I had cheese and chili on a baked potato.
Yeah.
Pretty good. It was pretty good. I mean, I was trying to try old.
It tasted like a baked potato. Like it wasn't. I had to buy it and I'm like, oh, I don't know. But I was like, but this wouldn't be good at home either. Like I don't love
Sure.
It was good.
He loves it. He's a baked potato man.
I get what you're saying. It is just a russet baked potato, but I like that you can get a baked potato at Wendy's.
I like that too. That's interesting.
And I fear, and I got the chili today, and my chili was great. I fear that it is the kind of thing that could happen if, Wendy's is acquired by, as it was at a certain point, but is now like its own thing again. But if Wendy's is acquired by one of these private equity firms, one of these hedge funds, and they're going to be like, hey, we're going to streamline your menu for profitability, I worry about baked potato and chili being casualties because I like that they have them, if they're just like replacement level. I just like that I can get this instead of fries is great.
They're first to go for sure.
Yeah, 100%.
That's going to be very sad because this is the issue. My issue with Wendy's in the last few years just seems like any sort of fast food restaurant. I know that different parts of the country, it's like nationally, like people are like Wendy's sucks, but for me it was always elevated, and it was that idea of the Pisano week and more. The little spaghetti emoji? You can put it right here, the little spaghetti emoji.
Yeah.
Which, what a surprise, the and more at the Paisano Festival is fucking spaghetti.
What a professional podcaster you are with this callback. What a pull. Like, this is where I'm like, that's why they pay him the big bucks. He's bringing it all together. Fucking Bill Simmons, the food world over here. It's really impressive.
You take that back. Okay. We were making fun of Bill Simmons before this started. He does it. Look, I listen to the Bill Simmons podcast quite a bit. He's a pro.
Can't stop listening.
But the and more is the thing about Wendy's. It's not just your classic hamburger stand. You have the chili, the baked potato. There used to be a little salad buffet there.
Yes.
It's all this stuff that adds up, and the quality of that on this visit has gone down. It's undeniable.
Where I thought you were headed with the mention of spaghetti is to Steak and Shake, a concept that we've revisited a number of times in the podcast, and Steak and Shake, a place where its unique qualities have been completely excised. Mm-hmm. And that's because of one man, Sardar Biglari, who has acquired the chain and kind of shaped it in its own image, had dreams of global expansion that have been scaled back to national expansion, and that as part of doing that, he got rid of items like spaghetti that were a staple of their menu.
Well, did you guys ever... The restaurant that I thought would take over the world that then like stumbled was Fazoli's. Have you ever fucked with Fazoli's?
We have
had
been to
Fazoli's.
We reviewed Fazoli's on the podcast.
I loved Fazoli's.
Yeah.
Did we do that with Mitra?
much,
We did,
and
yes.
it's just all imploded.
Yeah.
There's a Fazoli's at the Phoenix airport though. That's exciting for me.
Okay.
I had never had it. Mitra loved
Phoenix
it
Sky
growing
Harbor.
up. She
Yeah, Midwest. Yeah, for sure.
Yeah.
Ohio, Iowa. Yeah, they showed up perfect time for me and Mitra. Where we were like, in high school, and you're just like, fast food spaghetti.
I know.
I love the idea. We had a blast there. What did we didn't we record some sort of announcement there too? I forget what it was.
Oh fuck! Was that
Remember
for?
we just recorded in the Fazoli's. I forget what we recorded.
I snuck Fazoli's into a movie theater one time and realized you're not supposed to eat spaghetti in the dark. It was a fucking bloodbath.
That is
Just so much spaghetti all over me.
There are certain fast food things you can't eat.
No.
Yes, that just does not work.
Fazoli's has a panel at Hall H at Paisano Con, actually.
Oh wow! Again, I'm surrounded by pros.
We're having fun. I will
Like bring out Robert Downey Jr. They bring out Chef Boyardee.
He's wearing a Dr. Doom mask.
Yeah.
What the
Fucking
fuck?
Italian. Yeah. I love Fazoli's, but driving or being in a car or whatever, or being in a movie or what, there's some that I like as fast food, but you got to go somewhere and eat it.
1,000%.
Yeah, and that's Fazoli's is not one. Wendy's kind of is one of them, but all of this stuff that elevates Wendy's not great on this visit for me, Weiss, and also overall the visit was not great in general.
Hey, buddy, like this crew neck, like Mitch's hoodie, like Mitch's shirt, like my hat? It's all from our partners at Kinship Goods.
That's right, Wise. Kinship Goods got all the goods, the Doughboys goods. Check it out. We got some soft sweatshirts. They're very comfy. My sister just texted. She said it's the softest sweatshirt she's ever owned.
This sumbitch is soft as hell, and it's super comfy to wear, and all the designs are great. This is high-quality stuff made in the USA.
We love you, Kinship.
We love you, Kinship. KinshipGoods.com/Doughboys for hats, shirts, sweatshirts, glasses, and hey, a whole bunch of fun things.
He's getting something, folks. Here he goes.
A whole bunch of fun things like a sticker that says, "My supermodel wife listens to Doughboys."
Wow.
A whole Doughboys sticker sheet. Look at all those.
Wow.
You got a drink or stank, a snack or whack, no peeking anytime. Little Weiger, little Mitch.
A clown-ass dad koozie.
Clown-ass dad, stickers and koozies, as well as a Let Me Be Frank sticker. All that stuff is available over at kinshipgoods.com/Doughboys.
With more fun stuff to come.
Wow. We should get to our fork scores.
Sure.
So, Brooks, so we'll each go around. We'll give a closing argument, if you will, and give it a score from 0 to 5 forks. I'll just start things off because I agree that the LTOs were a little bit underwhelming. I did not like the Tangerine Twist lemonade at all. I thought the Frosty Swirls were fun, but yes, I think a default Frosty is better. They're perhaps a little Oompa Pachka. The Cajun Crunch Spicy Chicken Sandwich, again, just does not need those crispy onions, and I'd rather just have their spicy chicken sandwich. But I really just have such fondness for Wendy's.
I know.
And I do like the totality of their menu. And I do feel like when I go to a Wendy's or when I get a Wendy's and I'm just eating it, when it's supposed to be eaten, there's not like a 25-minute gap before I start having my meal. Then it's hitting for me. And it hit for me all throughout the tournament. I don't see a reason for me to go below the 4-fork threshold. Now, the question is, does it get all the way up to 5? And I don't think that it does. I think it's fallen off a little bit. Mm-hmm. And I also feel like they're, like you were saying, Mitch, they're getting a little too cute with the stuff that they're trying. But I think on balance, I think this place deserves, for me, 4 forks and 2 tines. That's where I think Wendy's lands. Mm-hmm. So, Brooks,
4.5 forks.
4.5 forks. Okay. Brooks, your thoughts, your closing argument, if you will, and then a score from 0 to 5 forks.
Right. Well, I like Wendy's.
Yes.
So we picked a place that I do like. In my hierarchy of if I'm going to go to a fast food, like there's tiers, In-N-Out always.
For sure.
Chick-fil-A is different, but you have your Wendy's, you have your McDonald's, Burger King, that situation. And I do like going to Wendy's, this chicken sandwich I had wasn't particularly great. The drink was undrinkable.
Yes.
I will say that the drink was undrinkable. But out of love and respect for Dave Thomas, I'll give it 3 out of 5.
3 forks. Wow.
3 forks.
Good
Okay.
score. What do you think, Mitch?
You had a bad Wendy's outing. It was not good.
Right.
Because the food today was not great. I love this jacket. I want to give you a shout out for this.
Great jacket.
It's Carhartt.
Which Amelia and I thought it was Cornell. It looks very same color as Cornell, but it's a very nice jacket.
Casey's also got a nice jacket, or is that a shirt?
Just a denim shirt.
It looks cool.
Nice try.
What's the patch?
Oh, I got it on eBay. It's like some gas station shirt.
Love that.
Cool.
You confused a shirt for a jacket?
Tim Robinson wore this on Detroiters, and I was at his house, and I was like, I really like that jacket you wore on Detroiters. And he was like, you can have it, because he's got like a rule. If he wore something on TV, he won't wear it out or something. I was like, I'll take that jacket.
Oh, wow. That rules.
Yeah.
I want to get the hot dog suit.
He used to wear it out till he did the sketch. That is good.
I wanted to say this quickly. I got to go back on a couple things here.
Yeah.
Mario 1, Mario 3, Super Mario World, Mario 64, and Odyssey can be your answers for best Marios. That's
it?
Yeah, for me, that's it.
You don't think Galaxy can be on there?
No, sorry, guys.
I think if someone says Super Mario Galaxy is their favorite Mario, I think that's totally valid. And Super Mario 3D World, same thing. 3D Land, I get a little bit. Any of the Super Mario lands, any of the mobile ones, I'm a little bit like, I don't know. They handle ones.
I can't really tell people what they can choose, obviously. But,
yes, obviously, people's preferences are what they are, and everyone is allowed to have their own taste. Yes, obviously, you can't say to someone else what their reality is.
We have to take this to Pisano Con. And find out what real Italian.
They'll be mad we're not talking about chicken parm sandwiches.
Those are Mario. He's an Italian man.
That's true.
That's right. That's right. Yes. Yeah. But yeah, actually, you're right. He is. He's a star. I was thinking of Wendy's.
Yeah, Mitch, what the fuck are you doing?
It's not as bad as fucking confusing a jacket for a shirt, you fucking idiot. Now this is the part of the podcast you'll see where we're really bad at what we do.
I think the mainline Marios are so good. They're kind of like, and I'm realizing this is now sounding like an old guy thing, they're kind of like Beatles albums, where it's just like, they're like, any Beatles album, if someone wants to say like, hey, I just like Magical Mystery Tour, I'm like, you know what? Hey, that's a great album. You know what I mean?
I think Pisano Con will be if you brought Mario and Luigi, they'd start going off about Leguizamo being Luigi in the Mario movie.
Not even Italian.
That wasn't right. It wasn't right.
That's a take.
It's true.
They're okay with Brad. Oh, that's different. Wait, why is that different?
Why is that different? Oh, we're not going to get into it. I think that Dave Thomas was the heart and soul of Wendy's. I love Wendy's. Why? Like, it's hard for me to go. It's going to be hard for me to go below 5 forks, even. But I am going to go below 5 forks. But the CEOs of Wendy's, they've changed stuff. The world is changing. I get it. Things change. You have to change with the times. But I don't like a lot of the changes that they've made. And I wish that they would go back to that classic hamburger stand. I'm also I was saying this before we started, but I'm sick of CEOs in general. Like, we got to know who Dana White is. Like, why the fuck do I got to know who this fucking bald dickhead is? Why do CEOs have to be famous too? Like, you already make billions of dollars. Now you have to be a celebrity.
But we liked Dave Thomas, right?
We loved Dave Thomas, but he was in the commercials, and that's
sincere.
how
he was a spokesman.
Yes, and he was sincere, and he was like so many other people. Like, Dave Thomas to me wasn't trying to be a celebrity.
No, Dave Thomas was like, "Hey, trust me, I run a great business."
Yes,
and I respect that.
And that's so many people now, like Big Larry and all these people, they have this like sweatiness of trying to be fucking Zuckerberg. All these people, I'm like. You're pieces of shit. I don't want to see you, and I don't want, like, you know what I mean? Like, Dave Thomas seemed like an earnest, good person that cared about the quality of his restaurant.
He was the mascot.
That's true. Yeah. And also, look, was he trying to make money? Yes, he was. But there was connection with that where I'm like, this is a quality restaurant. You could taste it when you went there.
I mean, like Wendy's, a good old Wendy's. Brick outside. You go inside, like brick on the floor. You smell it. Like that old Wendy's. Like, it was like fucking, actual legitimate like meat being cooked.
Yeah,
it was awesome. That it just felt good and wholesome.
The terrarium, I always call it terrarium, which is not. Someone's correcting me on this every time, but the big bubble glass thing where you could eat under and
solarium. It's like sort of a greenhouse feel. Yeah.
Yes, and it was just there. I loved that place. It felt like a quality place. And now you go into Wendy's, it's like I don't like the new modern look of it. They're very slick. They feel like a Apple Store-ish or something, but I still do think the food is very good. The Cajun Crunch chicken sandwich. If you like that sauce, you're going to have a good time, but it depends on whether you get good veggies. Today, we didn't get good veggies. I'm going to go for the visit today. Honestly, the visit today was like 3.5, 3, but I'm going to give Wendy's 4.5 forks overall because I know it and I love it. So
okay.
I can't
That's
go.
fair.
I
I gave it a bump for knowing and loving it too.
Yeah.
I straight up my food was bad.
Your food was bad.
Yeah, that's a bummer.
Yeah.
I will say, going back to your talking about the Dave Thomas is and us having to know who all these CEOs are and all of them having some sort of social media presence or being a part of ad campaigns or whatever. Another, to go back to the Hitler comparison, another guy who the spirit of
we got to get back to that.
The spirit of it.
We got to stress. I said if he wasn't doing Hitler stuff.
Yeah, that's what I was going to say. The spirit of it. What I get is Papa John's was kind of that, right? Like Papa John Schnatter ended up being a complete piece of shit.
Dude, I used to work at Papa John's.
Wow. Thank you for your service.
Dude, I have a Papa John story.
Tell us, please.
I work at Papa John's. I fucking love Papa John's. I still love Papa John's. I would have been 16. I go to school the next day, worked. It was one of those situations too where like we slowly had all our friends working there. So it was just a fun hang at work.
Sure.
It was so fun. You go to work, you hang out with your 3 best friends, you make pizza all day. It's fucking awesome.
I bet you were a pretty good employee. Am I wrong?
I loved Papa John's.
Yeah.
I did demand a raise or I would quit, and they go, "That's fine, you're out of here." Because I found out my friend was making $5.35 an hour, and I was making $5.25. I was like, I want to make at least as much as Brian.
Yes, yeah.
But went to school one day. My friends are there. They're buzzing. They go, "Dude, he came in." This is in Dubuque, Iowa. I go, "Who? What are you talking about?" They're like, "Papa fucking John."
Oh my god!
Came, and he just swung through the store. Just swung through to say hi. And like, we all got photos with him. And I was fucking crushed.
Yeah.
I was like, call me.
Yeah.
I'm at home. I'll come in. I never got to meet him. And they like, so yeah, then,
which now in hindsight, a good thing.
Good. Sure. He did the Hitler stuff. We don't like that. But it's before I knew about that.
Yeah.
It's like, Mike Lawrence has this other incredible story that, I think it's Mike Lawrence. Speaking of disgraced mascots, fucking Jared from Subway.
Yeah.
On 9/11, September 11th, 2001, Jared from Subway was going around he was doing like his inspirational story about his pants. Did it after like the events of 9/11 happened. And he still was like, all right, well, here are my pants. Like, like gave a school assembly being like, you too can lose weight like me. And they're like, fucking what? Didn't acknowledge it. That's my favorite 9/11 story.
That's awesome.
Yeah, sorry. I'm so sorry I cut you.
No, you didn't. Not
I
at
wish
all.
we had those pants protecting the Twin Towers.
Yeah.
September 11th.
Or the children that he was after.
What I was just going to say is, and for some reason this image is on the Christian Science Monitor, but the
homepage
for me a microcosm of the whole Wendy's thing is the old logo's old and new.
Yes, this is exactly what we're talking about.
The Wendy's old fashioned hamburgers logo is so great, and they changed that for this one that's just kind of this kind of boring, like italicized, a pseudo Comic Sans font.
I'm pro sexy Wendy. Give me the sexiest Wendy you got.
No, but that's not. This isn't like clip art.
It really does. It's just kind of half-assed, and they've stuck with this branding. And I'm just like, I don't know, bring back the old Wendy's. Maybe that was working.
It's interesting that they took hamburgers out of the logo entirely, and they were like, well, burgers aren't really our thing. Like, that old logo is very like burgers.
We've seen that with brands though repeatedly, like Kentucky Fried Chicken. Part of put the urban legend aside, part of why they did that was because to take chicken out of their branding and make it KFC. We certainly saw it with Dunkin'. It's not Dunkin' Donuts anymore. It's just Dunkin'. And it's just like I don't know. We like that we like the totality of it. We like that the brand has both parts of it.
This is the thing that we all know working in this industry is that like 95% of the people who are in charge of stuff or like, creative executives or whatever are like the dumbest people in the world.
They're so fucking dumb.
They're so fucking dumb. And if you think like, it's so funny when you see people be like, actors and stuff are paid too much or whatever. And you're like, sure, okay, whatever. The highest paid actor is paid too much money. But when you look at the side of like executives and the creative executives who get paid way too much money.
To come in and be like, let's get rid of hamburgers.
Yeah.
Yes. And they're some of the dumbest people in the world.
And they're like, hey, here's $60 million, sir.
Yeah.
And there's some who are great. And there's some who listen to the podcast. There's a lot of great people in that
I think you can safely paint with a broad brush if you're talking about executives in the industry.
One of the smartest, I just found this out, executive pivots for the last second has to do with Fast and Furious. Because the original title, the working title, was Race War.
Yeah.
It was going to be called Race War. And you're not getting 10 of those.
You know who would be a fan of that?
Papa John.
Very, very bad title.
Yeah.
Well, and I only know that because I live right next to the Fast and Furious gas station in Echo Park. And that's not, it is a nice place where I live. It sounds like a really bad place. I live next to the Fast and Furious gas station, but they have license plates in there that you could buy. People come and take photos because the exterior of the thing that said like Toretto or Dom. And then there's a license plate that you can buy that says Race War.
They have
they sell them at the market, Bob's Market. Yeah.
So would Fast X be Race X? Like, what would it?
Imagine buying a license plate that says Race War.
Yeah,
somebody's doing it.
I think you're correct that it's just not a franchise if it's called Race War. That's a one-off.
That's a one-and-done.
Yeah,
it's like if our podcast was called Side of Guys, which we almost were.
That was an alternate title. Yeah, we're almost Side of Guys. Wow.
Side of Guys is not in season 10.
What a sliding to bring back to Bill Simmons. What a sliding doors moment for the podcast. So what if we'd chosen Side of Guys, our second option over Doughboys?
Yeah.
Should we call this season of Doughboys Dough X or DX or something? I think we should do something fun like that.
I've never really looked at our show as seasons, but yeah, let's do it.
DX. Isn't that cool?
I mean, isn't it almost done, or is the next one going to be DX?
DX is super cool. It was always cool when it was DX, the wrestling.
The wrestling faction. I mean, we didn't even get into wrestling, but I'm a big...
But I'm like, DX is really rad.
Yeah, DX is rad.
We know that.
Yeah, right. DX is it's the cool... Wise, were you a DX guy when you were younger? Or no? Oh, you were a WCW guy.
I was more of a WCW guy, yeah.
Really?
I like Monday Night
Pack.
Yeah.
I mean, I loved the NWO, but man, did I switch hard to DX, man. Those guys were so funny to me.
They were very funny.
They're good. Yeah. They're some of our best entertainers. I've said this many times, but Stone Cold Steve Austin is Stone Cold Steve Austin. Stone Cold Steve Auction. Stone Cold Steve Austin is one of the top 10 fictional characters of all time.
I love him so much. I was just with Carl Hess. We were in like San Francisco. We were driving back from doing shows, and we were bored. We ran out of music or things to talk about. And I was like, "Do you want to listen to the Undertaker interview Donald Trump?" Because he did.
Yeah.
And we put it on, and it was so fucking boring. Like, it was straight up so fast. I was like, these are two psychos. This is going to be interesting. But Trump was just fascinated with how big he was. He's like, you're a big guy. That's crazy. You're a big guy. And so then we got bored with Undertaker versus Trump, and we went to Stone Cold's podcast. Fucking pro. It was awesome.
He's a pro. He
was so good.
He's a podcaster.
Yeah.
Simmons would be proud of Stone Cold.
I fucking love Stone Cold Steve Austin.
You know what? I gotta say this. Trump, he wouldn't be so bad if not for all the Trump stuff.
For real? Yeah. He's funny. If he wasn't doing his shit, he'd just be really funny.
With all the Trump stuff, he wouldn't be so bad.
I mean, the dude is hilarious, man.
He unfortunately can say stuff that's insane and make you laugh.
It was when he got in the Tesla and he goes, everything's computer.
Yes, that's insane.
That's what a baby would say.
Yeah.
He's the president. That's baby talk. Because everything's a computer. It's all computers. Not everything's computer.
Everything's computer. We went crazy. Our text chain went wild over that.
It's so funny. It's so funny. That's so funny if he's not president.
Yeah.
If he's not president, it's so funny.
Or even if he is president and he's just doing different stuff. Yeah. It's, you know what I mean? Like there is a world where. But yeah, you're absolutely right. Unfortunately, the Trump stuff is such a big part of it.
Yeah. The Trump stuff.
Kind of inherent to being Trump.
Did you watch that Trump movie, the good one?
I loved it.
The Apprentice was awesome.
My favorite movie of the year.
I felt the same way.
I loved it.
I loved it. Yeah,
It's
you
great.
go. I go in and I'm like, oh, I don't know if I want more Trump stuff right now. I watch it. I was like, oh, fuck, it's fucking good.
I think Stan should have won. I think he should have won Best Actor. I think he was. I thought he was fantastic.
You like him for Apprentice. I think his Predator performance was in A Different Man.
I loved him in A Different Man too.
Yeah.
Those are my two favorite movies. Did you see A Different Man?
I haven't yet.
A Different
You
Man
love it.
rocks.
It's great.
It's great.
Yeah.
Two great movies.
I also think the dude Jeremy Strong crushed it as Roy.
Oh, he was
really
so good.
Great
Like,
performance.
so good.
Good movie.
Yeah.
And Maria Bakalova, right? Who plays the Ivana. Wait, I want to bring something up though, because there is an aesthetic shift in that movie. So it goes from being shot on, or actually from having a look of like 16 millimeter film to having a look of like VHS. Casey has told me that was all in post. They didn't actually shoot that on video.
Oh wow.
Yeah, I also loved The Apprentice.
Yeah.
And watching it, I was like looking at it like, is this actually video or did they do it in post? And I found like an interview with the cinematographer, and they're like, we wanted to shoot it on the old like broadcast cameras from the day, but we decided to fake it.
They did a good job. I mean, like, of course you'd rather it be that way, but they did do a good job.
It's a great movie. Hey, that was our review of Wendy's. It's time for a segment. Emma, hit the music.
What?
I'm Nick Weiger. I'm Nick Weiger. I'm Nick Weiger. And I'm Nick Weiger. All this and Andy Rooney tonight on Fake Chews. All right, this is Fake Chews. It's compiled by Amelia. Mitch and Brooks must determine if the brand names following
I give Brooks credit for not saying anything.
are Fake Chews.
Just staring there and being like, okay.
The options are new age food brand or tech startup. So I will read the name of a brand. Is this a new age food or is this a tech company?
Okay.
All right. First up, Kashi.
Okay, do we have to
Yeah,
ring
buzz
in?
in with your name.
Brooks. Isn't that's food?
That's food.
Yeah, that is food.
We both knew it.
Yeah.
All right, good. So that'll be the warm up. That'll be our tutorial.
Kashi
level.
was easy.
Oh, because I got it right?
No, because you both buzzed in and I wasn't clear on the rules.
That's not a warm up. I got a point.
All right, you get a point.
All right, Brooks gets a point. Point goes to the guest.
All right, great. Next up, Weetabix. Buzz in with your name. Whoever
Mitch.
goes first gets to guess. Yes.
That's also food.
Mitch, you are correct. Weetabix is a food. Next up, Weo.
Brooks. I'm just going to, but that's a startup.
No, I'm sorry. Weo is a food. They make keto-friendly meals and snacks.
Wait, is this?
But they make, that's a company then.
No, it's a brand of food.
Yeah, but that's a company. That's not a food.
Then these are all Kashi's a company. Then
Tech startup, I think is.
Wait,
different
are they
than
fake? Are they? Is it?
No, your options are. I'm not sure why this is Fake Chews, but your options are new age food brand or tech startup. So there's an either or. So you guess, is it a new age food brand or is it a tech startup?
I thought they were just made up stuff like Sasquatch.
I guess in your head, Amelia, was the fake that it's not a food brand?
I don't know.
Okay, great.
Slop Quiz. Slop Quiz.
Okay, so this is Slop Quiz. All right, so take out
she had to make this shit. She's tired. We've thrown too much at her this last week.
So I guess take out the 60 minutes intro. This will be Slop Quiz. Okay.
I'm leaving it in.
Okay, great. Next up, so you're guessing food company or tech company. You both have a point.
Okay.
Citrix.
Brooks. It sounds like a food company.
I'm sorry, Citrix is remote office software.
I hate this game.
Food because it sounds like citrus.
No, it's a good job on the. Yeah.
Next up, Crunchbase.
Mitch. I think that is a tech startup. I think it's a trick one.
Mitch, you are correct. Crunchbase is an app
Getting
to see
wrecked over.
an app to see how well other startups are doing. It's only 2-1, so it's
a tech company that's
it's a tech company that analyzes other startups. Right? That's what it is? Yeah. Great. Next up.
Jemmy's leaving.
Zevia.
Oh, wait. Oh, I'm Mitch. That is a food. It's like a fake sugary.
It is a
thing.
sugar-free soda. You are correct.
that
Stevia-based soda. Next up, Ono.
Brooks. That's a startup.
Ono is a food company. Ono makes overnight oats. All right, it's 3-1. Mitch has 3. Brooks has 1.
Oh, thank God we counted the warm up.
Number 8, honey.
Mitch. Well, hold on now. It is a food, but also it's both.
It could be spelled differently. Hunny, maybe.
I'm not going to give it to you, Mitch. Honey is not a company unless it's a tech company, which is a coupon finding browser extension.
We've actually done ads for Honey in the
We've
past.
done ads for Honey, yeah.
How could I forget? 20% off. Use
Promo
code
code Dough. Amelia, do you know how to say this next one?
Good.
I'm going to say it and I'm going to spell it.
Okay, great.
Nature's Find. Find spell FYND.
Nature's Find. Buzz in with your name. Mitch
Brooks, that's food.
You are correct. Nature's Find is meatless breakfast patties. It's anyone's game. Mitch has 3. Brooks has 2. Okay, we got a couple more here.
Taking notes.
Joy.
Mitch.
I'm keeping score.
Oh, Jesus. Mitch.
Do you want me to keep score because you want to win?
I do not want to win.
Yes, you do.
I know.
Joy.
Mitch, food.
Mitch, you are correct. It is a food. It is a plant-based milk and creamer. All right, last one.
So the game's over.
The game's over, but we can do this one for fun.
Don't.
All right, we'll leave this one for next
No,
time.
we want to hear it.
We want to hear it.
We want to hear it. We want to hear it. We're sorry.
By Humankind.
Brooks, food.
No, By Humankind
Fucking
is
what?
a tech company, a sustainable home and personal goods startup. Mitch wins by a score of 4-2.
All right.
This edition of Slop Quiz. Hey, just like a restaurant value feedback, let's.
Brooks was having such a great time.
That's a really.
That's a good quiz.
Just fumbled it right at. No, it's a great quiz.
Just like a restaurant value feedback, let's up to the feedback. And we have an audio clip today.
Wow.
Hey, Doughboys, this is Garrett in New Jersey. Growing up, my dad always had a conspiracy theory about Wendy's that it was an implicitly anti-children fast food chain. No great toys, no special kids meals, and that was one of the reasons why it was such a success. My question for you is, do you have any particular conspiracy theories, unfounded thoughts on any other fast food chains' business models? Thanks.
We got a lot of conspiracy theories.
Wendy's is an anti-children fast food chain. I never thought of it that way.
That makes it great since I did feel more adult going there.
You would as a kid though.
And that worked. Like when you were a kid and you would go to Wendy's, you were like, oh, this is like quality.
This is the nice one.
Yes, this is the nice one.
No.
Yeah.
Yeah. We have a lot of food conspiracies. A lot of it has to do with Comet Ping Pong. But as far as fast food chain conspiracies,
Yeah, this is a little bit of a tough one because I'm trying to think if I have anything I actually believe or more just ones that I've heard. I mean, I mentioned KFC earlier. The big thing they said with KFC is like they have to call it KFC. This is what I remember from school.
Sure,
because they don't technically serve chicken anymore. They serve a genetically engineered abomination that's got like 6 legs and 6 wings.
Sure.
So they could maximize the amount of protein they're getting per bird, which is complete bullshit.
I think a thing that we've talked about before is like we've mentioned this and then it just did turn out to be true where it was like McDonald's Coke is better. And then like early on hearing like, oh, it's actually is a better thing. And then it did turn out to just be
the system. They use this metal canisters. Yeah, so that's true. But I one thing I do honestly believe, and I think it's just part of their business, these places' business plans now, and obviously see it the most with Yum Brands, with Taco Bell, Pizza Hut, and KFC, which I just mentioned, is the artificial scarcity. That's a thing that they've written like, hey, we're taking this thing away. Sorry, you can't have it anymore. Hey, it's back. They're using that almost applying the McRib model writ large. Yeah,
which they got rid of. Like they got rid of nacho cheese, like Doritos Locos Tacos or whatever. It's like why? It doesn't make sense to get. I'm sorry, they got rid of Cool Ranch.
Locos Tacos because they can fucking bring them back in a year and it'll be like it's back.
Yeah, which is bullshit.
It sucks.
Yeah,
it's annoying.
Yeah, I don't know. I mean, like the McDonald's fries, it's not a conspiracy theory, but how they used to use like tallow or something.
Yes, yeah.
So that's why they were better. I don't know.
Yeah.
I got nothing.
I wonder if
this is a tough question.
This makes me feel that Garrett in New Jersey has his own theory that he's hoping this is a way to open up about. Like, doesn't that feel like the kind of question of like when someone kind of asks you a leading question of like, hey, do you believe anything and you're just like, oh, you have something you want to share.
Yeah.
And you're trying to get me to open up so that you feel more comfortable.
Yeah, it's like me being like, what do you guys think about the 91 Miami Dolphins. You're like, I don't know. It's like, well, I have a lot.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
What the fuck are you talking about?
I do want to hear what your conspiracies are. Is it Garrett?
Garrett, yeah.
Garrett, I want to hear what your conspiracies are. But it's all the stuff that I know that's just true of a Subway footlong is actually 11 inches, or if you leave a McDonald's burger out, it won't mold. And you're like, okay, sure, I get.
Why did Subway go away from the tri-cut?
I love the tri-cut.
Tri-cut
was a lot
made
of fun.
It special.
Yeah, I agree.
Man, I wonder what any of these places doing.
Have you guys done Potbellies?
We have done Potbellies.
Potbellies is my favorite sandwich.
Wow.
My favorite fast food sandwich.
So there was one Potbellies
we went with Colt Cabana.
Yeah, but this was a deep pandemic episode, and the only Potbelly nearby is in Irvine, which I think is now closed. Yeah. So it was we're during the pandemic, we drove 90 minutes to grab sandwiches and eat them at home.
During the pandemic, wasn't it fun to drive around LA?
It was, yeah. It was kind of fun.
Go to the beach in 20 minutes.
Yeah.
Yeah. I don't like
it was depressing in a way, but also it was nice to go. I mean, going out to Potbellies was the thing I would do for the day. Yeah. So it was nice.
I ended up walking a whole bunch, but I don't like driving, but I did like being in my car in that time because I would be things like, oh, I'm just going to get fast food and then I'm just going to sit in my parked car by a park. Yeah. And this will feel like I'm going out somewhere,
Oh, man.
All right.
I'm just saying. If I saw you just sitting in a car by the park, I'd be a little freaked out. That's all. I also want to say this brings up a conspiracy for me.
Yeah.
COVID, to me, I think so many fast food places used COVID as a thing to be we need to cut back on, and it was just a thing to save money for people and higher ups to make more money and profit off of it. Wags, I think that so many fast food places since COVID the quality has dropped big time. I think you would agree with that, right?
Yes.
And I think that's what they used COVID as an excuse. Wendy's was we need to change our model because now it's more fast food, it's more takeout than it used to be. And I think that's just a fucking excuse to cheapen the product and for them to put more money in their pockets. So there's a conspiracy for you.
There is a...
No, dude, 9/11.
I'm looking at some fast food conspiracy theories. The KFC mutant chicken one I mentioned. This is one that the Starbucks logo is some sort of Illuminati shit.
Oh, I've heard that.
Yeah. That it's got some sort of sinister message.
Also, if you hold the Wendy's cup a certain angle, you can see your titties.
Right.
Didn't Starbucks bring back their original logo that was kind of...
What's that?
Didn't Starbucks bring back their original logo a few years ago and it was a little bit more seductive?
It was a little bit more
teachers
risque.
got in trouble for having the cups in school and
yes,
stuff?
yeah, this was a thing.
Brooks pulled it off.
Oh yeah.
It's true. I guess we can myth that the myth bust is its truth.
Wendy is not wearing underwear.
It's the man's daughter.
She's fucking 60.
She's old. Why?
It's fine. The Domino's Pizza Tracker is a sham is one that's just completely fake. But I do think the Pizza Tracker feels fairly accurate.
It does feel accurate.
I just don't know. You would have to press buttons daring it. I don't know. Because I'm going back to my time at Papa John's, and it's pretty quick, but there just would be stations that you press, hey, I don't know. I don't know how that works.
Yeah,
you got to get somebody from Domino's in here for that one because it is interesting.
Yeah. I wonder if that's a big one that it does seem like it knows. And also, GPS tracking is not that crazy.
Right.
Grubhub or whatever doesn't. It's just based on the phone, right?
Yeah.
So, doesn't it seem like a delivery driver, they could know if it was close at least, Wags?
Well, I think out for delivery makes sense because that's when you would scan it out.
Yeah.
But I'm just you're not going to be scanning the individual pizza after you put pepperonis on it.
Sure,
You're kind of just on a mission to get it in, though.
I think it leaving in it on your way to are accurate. He's too deep. He's just reading the conspiracy.
Starbucks misspells your name on purpose.
Okay.
Which is it's meant as a marketing ploy because if they spell your name wrong, you're more likely to take a photo of it and post it on social media.
That's that's a fun conspiracy.
That is fun.
It sounds like Starbucks read the game. It's the pickup artist book. Yeah.
I got to go back to Starbucks. They're kind of mean. I got to win them over.
They neg you. Yes.
Yeah. I feel like as far as misspelled names here, the most likely one is Amelia. Does your name get mangled in print?
I usually get the Emilia spelling.
Got it.
Not bad though.
That's not bad at all. And that's a real spelling for the other version of my name.
Sure. Yeah.
Well, there you go. If you have a question or comment about the world of chain restaurants, you can email us at feedbag@birdfuck.com or leave us a voicemail at 830-GO-DO. That's 830-463-6844.
Can I have one? I have one last food conspiracy. PaisanoCon is a right wing funded program. I think it is. I
don't think that's a
it's not a
conspiracy theory.
conspiracy theory at all. It seems pretty straightforward.
Yeah. It's in the name.
Our producers, Emma Erdbrink, our associate producers, Amelia Marino, our supervising video producers, Casey Donahue, and our video editors, Mike Dorfman. Doughboys merch at kinshipgoods.com/Doughboys. And hey, our Patreon, the Doughboys Double, plus our entire pre-2018 back catalog over at patreon.com/Doughboys. Brooks Wheelan, what a treat. Thank you so much for joining us.
This was so nice. I'm a fan of you guys, and it's always fun to see you out in the wild. And so coming to do this podcast was genuinely the highlight of my day.
It's a long time coming. We'll say that.
A real treat for us. This episode is out May 1st. If you have some dates to plug, and then also your special Alive in Alaska. Tell people
just
about
watch
that.
Alive in Alaska. I went up to Alaska last year, did 8 cities, filmed them all, and then kind of pieced that together. But the special is just an hour straight up in Anchorage, but it's freaking good.
You and I think Rutherford FaceTimed me in Alaska.
Yeah,
at the
I've
bar.
been to Alaska twice with Rutherford.
Yeah.
It was New York Times best special of 2024.
Wow,
so
congratulations!
One of the rules. They said with 3. It was me, Ronnie Chang, and Nikki Glazer, and I'm like, okay, those guys are doing pretty good.
Yeah. Great company.
It's good. It is
deserved
good.
company.
It's good, is what I will say. Yeah. I would love it if you watched it.
Hell yeah, check it out for sure.
Yep.
Yeah.
There you go. Hey, that'll do it for this episode of Doughboys. We'll see you at PaisanoCon. Until next time, for the Spoonman Mike Mitchell, I'm Nick Weiger. Happy eating.
See ya.
That was a Headgum podcast.